later this evening, 7 o'clock, we'll get the committee anyways voting on whether or not they like this deal, whether it will be sent to the Senate and then to the House, obviously, to get passed. Essentially, everyone's kind of banking on that, but this is the major headline that we're watching this afternoon anyways. As far as debt ceiling concerns are concerned, it's all about this vote to come later tonight. We're back to negative 0.35 for the NASDAQ, negative 0.5% here for the S&P 500. But yeah, vote jitters to keep an eye on. That's the way the overall market looks right now. Still red right across the board. We're off the lows, obviously kind of creeping back to the upside, including here in Toronto. It's been a pretty ugly day for the TSX, all because of this. Remember, oil was down 3.5% when we first touched down this morning. We're now at 1.25%. Back to the upside we go for crude. So reversing some of those early declines. Just Brazil to positive territory land today. 2.5%, 2% there for Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's the way the overall S&P is setting up as we head into the final couple hours here. 0.44 to the downside currently. Still banks in charge as far as the biggest percent decliners. Some of the regional banks having a little bit of a struggle once again this afternoon, but individually speaking, Key Corp 5.5, ZION about 5.3, CMA here again 2 days in a row getting crushed 4%. Again today, Wells Fargo 3% in the red as well. But individual banks, insurance companies, and then financial services making up the biggest decliners. If you're wondering what on earth happened to AAP, they reported, first of all, their forecast on top of that was a mess, both missing estimates. So yeah, 34% to the downside today for AAP. Consumer discretionary as a whole, though, I don't see actually, oh, there is one. Ulta Beauty is the only one there, 0.62 to the upside. Everything else in negative territory. Remember, we caught that headline as it popped up. Intel presenting at a conference today, saying their current quarter guidance going to come in top half of expectations. So that is positive, obviously, for Intel. They also started talking about AI chips, because why not? And then I also saw some comments from NVIDIA's CEO, who came out and said the results that Intel presented from those chips was actually pretty impressive. So more upside for INTC here late in the afternoon. Software names lead. Healthcare stocks are higher. Consumer staples and real estate. You can see there's a decent amount of strength here in retail names specifically this afternoon, along with healthcare, but we'll get into that. Hope your afternoon is shaping up pretty well. We'll keep an eye on all things headline related as we head through the final couple hours here. Yeah, we got that beige book reading. I mean, typically it's not a market mover. It doesn't really look like it did much. We're kind of chopping around here still for both sides of the futures, NASDAQ and the S&P. The beige book is just a report on current economic conditions that the Fed releases every other Fed meeting. So obviously in a couple of weeks, we'll get the Fed meeting. It comes out like 8 times a year. The beige book does, but yeah, it didn't really do much to the overall market. Let's get into a few things we were discussing. If you were with us early on this morning, it was all about AI once again. Seems to be an ongoing theme here, guys. Intel now throwing their hat into apparently the AI chip race. Here's 6.4% for Intel currently. Kind of double topping though, banging its head against 32.
Your mic is not on.
I just toggled it. I don't know, it looked like it was fine to me, man. So it looked like it was fine to me, but I guess not. It is what it is. The mic is on, allegedly. I'm short Intel. You guys can see down there. I'm short it, but I'm going to give you the bull case for Intel on the daily chart. There is 30-50. It is the breakout of the 50 period. It's already gone to 200. So if you got that break, it's because I think you had the order already out. The news came out, and it made the breakout on that news. Sometimes if you had that set to go, I had a long position that I didn't really believe in. I thought 30.50 was the better price. When I took 30 longs around 31.50, I just did not hold on to it. Quick in and out. Now I'm short off the highs. If it takes out 32, I'm going to trim and hold a small piece of it to the high of the day because I don't want to give the entire thing all the way. I'm not, the 25 cents actually matters on Intel the way I see it. So if it holds 32 even, I hold on to all of it and go scalp mode and holding on for a bigger move. If it breaks 32 even, I hold on to a small piece for said bigger move up until 31.20. But it is a good day for Intel. C3 AI, which we can't talk about AI without talking about them. As strong as it was yesterday, it's been a short today, but I didn't get it till it was underneath that 40 level. And it's just kept on condensing. So that's the 15, but it's probably better to show you on the 3-minute chart here, guys. So we're short it. We had one stop out. We had covered half, then stopped out the rest. Back under 40, short down to low of the day. Shorted above VWAP, missed this reload, then short the lower high here. Each time you're usually getting a dollar range. There was a $2 range earlier. I'm now out of it and looking for like a VWAP pop that might get you to the 41 area. That just looks pretty interesting. If it gets above VWAP like it did here or here, there could be another fade. But pretty strong bottom at 38 even on AI, worth respecting. They report tonight. I don't think it has to be a great report for it to squeeze more because it's 28% short interest. And quite frankly, I kind of feel like it's going to be down. But that's, who knows? We're going to trade price action tomorrow. Today it was just a short. It showed you that. That's why we traded it. We followed the trend yesterday. We followed the trend today. But it's starting to show that it doesn't have much of a trend anymore. So I'd be just more fading the edges of the ranges on a C3 AI.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, I mean, you nailed it there. I think that's exactly right. I mean, we got to wait for the report. I feel like it will squeeze a little bit higher. And did you look at what the short interest was? Did you?
It was 28 yesterday, so I didn't double check.
Still same. Yeah, 29%. What same difference?
Okay,
28, 29% right there for C3 AI on the short float. So we'll see what happens tonight. I feel like that's right. I don't think it needs to guide anywhere to come in, and we'll just wait to see what happens. Obviously, the guide's going to be what matters because I don't think they're going to be making any money.
Probably.
So you wait for that. I've just been short Google the whole time today. I'm just short into it again. We finally got stopped out of that last little piece right there, probably about 10%, but short to the highs, short again here, short again at these same levels. We'd like to put it on one more time. Wasn't here when this came through, but that's a good top there, 123.75. I think you want to stay away and get out every time it breaks this 50, but we're back into the short right now on Google. This is the only AI name that I have on board here today. There is also Palantir. We'll talk about that as the show goes on, but right now we're doing the rundown, and that was Google and AI. So let's go talk about oil, and hopefully it's still tanking because I got to fill up the car.
All right, yeah, no kidding. Same story. There was a little bit of Chinese economic data this morning that kind of put some pressure to the downside as well on energy. But it was 2 days in a row. Remember when we sat down, it was 3.5% this morning, which was better part of 9% at that point in 2 days. But yeah, we got some factory orders data out of China overnight that was downside again, missing estimates. Wanted to mention this as well. There was a Exxon shareholder vote against some climate-related issues that were brought against that company, but they've voted against it. So it didn't really do anything to the stock, but worth a note for XOM. But the other thing we were talking about was Oxy. Warren Buffett back in there again, buying up Oxy on Monday.
Yeah, adding another, I don't know, 4.5 million shares. Maybe, I think he controls now a quarter, and denying that he's going for outright control. But let's have a look at the chart here, guys. This is the CL continuous contract. 67 was the level we talked about this morning. Let's go to the chart, guys.
That was Brad, by the way.
7 was the level we were talking about this morning. And look at that, holds to a T. 67.03 the low. You get a 69.50 touch. 67, still an important level on the CL.
Warren doing some buying on Tuesday, obviously not on Monday, guys. Hey, he walked around the camera this time. Good job, Brad.
Brad's doing it work. I mean, he comes off the floor to help out, and you just throw some shade at him. Look, man, Warren Buffett, maybe he does do buying on Monday on a holiday. Because, you know, sometimes he gets a special deal every now and then, and that would be a special deal to be able to pick shares up whenever the hell he feels like it.
Oh, he probably got them on Blue Ocean.
There you go. Shout out to Blue Ocean, where you can trade in the aftermarket. You know what? I have no idea how that works. I mean, aftermarket, I would assume on holidays it's still, they probably don't
I thought
trade
it was,
on holidays.
Is it 24/5 or 24/7?
I think it's 24/5.
So it's probably closed on a holiday.
So I think it's close on a holiday. Either way, this thing gets underneath 60 bucks and Warren's buying it up. But I didn't see a trade today. Let's wake ourselves up when this stock gets to 56. I really thought, look, that's a big level. 55, 56 down here. That's your support on the daily. Not much of a move today. I don't think there was much to be had. There was probably a setup on CVX. It just didn't. It didn't quite get there. Chevron at that one. Ooh, there we go. Daily chart. Ooh, it's loading. So yeah, that 150, it didn't quite get there in the open market. That was a pre-market low that hit. And unless you were in it in the pre-market when it already bounced off that level, congratulations if you got it. But it's been trending back in. So there was one shot. And if you, for some reason, were trading it at 8 o'clock, then you got the support level on Chevron. I was not, so no chance there. I don't really see much for trade this afternoon on the oil name. So we'll pay attention. I know the levels I like, and we'll just have to wait for them to come in. I will give you one quick update because I said I would get out the majority. I got out of 75% when this broke 32 on Intel. I'll give that last quarter to the high of the day because I want to respect that, but I wouldn't hold the whole thing, that 25% against me. Oh, and I also have PDD, just Pinduo Duo here. It's in a very tight consolidation range. And I'm going to just start taking the 15 to 20 cents that it's giving me off this big 65 level. There's not a lot of size there, but it is rejecting 65. And the issue is the Chinese ADRs don't move a lot in the afternoon. And if this doesn't move, then maybe it's just going to be this tight range here. So I'll rinse and repeat inside of it while trying to hold some of the short off 65.
I want just to sort of bypass oil a little bit here. We're short Google right now, but I just want to look at this Meta trade. So we were short Meta in the midday, took some good money until eventually it broke and we got out for flat there. So Meta's fine. But look at this. Like, what about a 264.10 break? I actually kind of like this play coming through right now. Meta positive, market weak. We're above the 50 period. We're starting to go. We're above VWAP right now. I feel like we could march back to 14.4 a little bit. And all we'd have to do is get near there to make that trade a winner. Because if we take out, 14, anything, even this wick, probably gets us above that on Meta. And then by the time we're up here, hopefully we're $1 in or something like that on Meta. So I actually like this break right there. So we're lined up to take this if and when that does happen. So just a quick little talk there about Meta. If it breaks it, you'll see me long. I was going to go short, and then I just thought, the market, I don't want to stand in the way here. Like, I don't know. Let's wait. Anyways, that's just a talk right there about Meta. Next up is going to be the Chinese ADRs. I wasn't in any, but I know you like to talk a little bit about PDD, and then we'll look at NEO maybe because I know that's an interesting name for a lot of traders as well. So let's go back over to the desk and talk about our next topic.
Yeah, Chinese ADRs. We were talking a little bit about Alibaba in the sense that 2 days in a row we get economic data to the downside out of China, and then we come back this morning and there was a bit of a bounce for all of these, which was a little bit strange. I did note over lunchtime, I was looking ahead a little bit to next week, and NIO on the docket for earnings next week.
Yeah, and you mentioned it this morning in the watch list that Morgan Stanley reported that we are at a really big time in outflows from Chinese ADRs, American money flowing out of the Chinese names. That's contrary to what January brought, which was the most inflows into ADR since 2018. So it's been kind of a counter story. Let's look at the chart on PDD because this one down 4.2%, starting the day out at 6 1/3. It touched 62.5 there, Brendo, now hovering below 65.
Yeah, it was $6 billion in outflows coming from U.S. institutional money, anyways, in the month. Just crazy. I wanted to show this real quick. This is actually a monthly chart of NIO. So if you zoom out, ever since this thing was listed in the U.S., we've officially done absolutely nothing at this point for NEO.
You're 100.
Well, we did a lot, but
I mean, a lot happened in between.
the end game.
And that's what. But you're dead right about looking at the higher time frame because you're at that big low, the 52-week low right now, and you bounced off it here today, and that would make even more sense. Sometimes you zoom even further out, and I was waiting for like 7 even because it's quite frankly it's 7 even, and then if you zoom further out, maybe you should have been a little bit more aggressive in looking for the long here because it bounced off this 733, bounced through it actually, and then caught a bit of a high volume bid. So this will be, let me just do this on my 15-minute. I'll pull this up so you can see the volume spike at that low. right in the middle of the day. It held the 720 bottom, which showed you what the bottom was. You have this huge volume wick underneath, making that bottom, and then starts grinding higher. That's when you're at a key price level already on the higher time frame. Brandon showed you the weekly or the daily, sort of the same thing. You should be looking for that opportunity to scalp long, and that was right there. You look right after, there's your big move up, you're breaking back above 720, you just grab that long in there at 720, and you're off to the races. I don't know what you do with it now because they're not really moving, and as I said, I'm in PDD, sort of off 65, and now we're scalping the trade because it's not moving much. I should have been in this short in the morning on PDD. This will be, I have 2 regrets in the day. One of them was shorting NVIDIA near the top and getting stopped out and not getting back in. That sucked. And then not getting the PDD short, which I liked at the open. It was a flat bottom break. It never set up the pop, then fade. But that was a missed opportunity for me on Pinduoduo. It just showed you the weakness yesterday. It was just more of a continuation play where the risk to reward was fantastic. But you got to get in. This was not one I was willing to just put the stop order, punch in long at the open. I wish I was, but I was looking to be more patient with it. Sometimes patience doesn't work out, but on the flip side, sometimes it saves you a bunch. So you have to make sure you stick to your plan. My plan was not to instant trigger into a breakout or breakdown at 9:30. It ended up being the wrong call with PDD, but I'll stand by that because, plenty of times in the last couple of months, it's not been the right thing to punch into something at 9:30 on a breakout or breakdown.
No, 100% right. I think you want to stay away from all of that for sure. I haven't done the breakouts. Max had a couple good breakouts last week, so
nice.
I think it's stock specific. Marvell was a good one, and there was another.
Nasty.
We both had that 60 break actually. So
that was nasty.
That was a good one, man. That went 60 to 64 maybe that day. Okay, Google's starting to come back down a little bit right now. There's Google. We just shorted that rate for you guys. We talked about that on the beginning of the show. Right there, short Google 123.30, and we just got to fill at 15s or whatever that 200 period was right there. So just a small little 15-cent trade. There's 30 off the 200, and there's 15 off the 50. That's the 200. We did go down as low as 10 there. Maybe you should have taken something out. I was actually waiting at 6 just in here. Let's see if we can get that. I'm going to hold out for that on Google. Look, yesterday we talked about Alibaba coming through again. Let's see what that looks like here today. Alibaba, $80 is a key level for that. I want to be short Alibaba until we breach 80 again. And look at that. It came right into that. Missed opportunity today. Didn't get that high up. Even if I was sitting there trading Alibaba, I probably would not, and did not have an, actually no, today I did have an order on Alibaba, missed it. It was up here near $80. So we talked about that in the pre-market. We liked that 80 yesterday. This is where it was in the pre-market, a little bit of consolidation up here at 80.50, then quadunk to the downside, and there it goes. Nice move downside for Alibaba. Yesterday building off 78. There's that 78 bottom again. I still like this name at 80 if we can get there. Alibaba's on my radar always for that $80 level. So we'll continue to watch that. Okay, here we go. Right back down for Google again into the teens. We'll have to watch out for that one. Google back into the teens, and I like it here.
Read a little while ago, but RKLB, if anyone's interested maybe on a long-term time frame for this. Jefferies analyst with a recent meeting with the company suggesting that, so they paid 16 million to purchase some of Virgin Orbit's assets in bankruptcy. This Jefferies analyst suggesting that those are worth 100 million. So that's not a bad deal. There was a volume spike on that, but it didn't really do anything. But this was when, yeah, exactly. This was when that deal was first announced over here. If you go to a daily chart, and this thing ran up to 5 on that. So a little bit of volume there for RKLB. So Elon's going to be in Shanghai tonight, apparently, maybe even right now, touring the Shanghai facility. Not sure whether that's noteworthy or not. Let's be honest, it's not. But
yeah.
Hey, something to talk about for Tesla.
Well, they're looking for real estate out there, Brendo. They're looking probably to expand the Shanghai facility. I think 20% of the vehicles that Tesla produces come out of China. But in other Tesla-esque related news, since we're talking about Rocket Labs, do you know what the cost was for some of the people that went to the space station last time around with Tesla?
No idea.
$55 million a pop.
Each. Not bad. Neil, would you?
55 million. Obviously, you're being rhetorical. No, but it's not going to be cheap there. Actually, that news on Rocket Labs buying up That's such an obvious thing because there are very few, I guess, sort of natural synergies to pick up the assets of Virgin Orbit, which quite frankly, there are a lot of companies right now. You can see the market and it's doing pretty well, but there are a lot of companies that have been not very good, that are running out of cash, and you're seeing a lot of small caps going bankrupt. The Russell hasn't been doing as well relative to the overall market. So let's be honest about it. Like this is a good opportunity for some larger names. Well, Rocket Lab's maybe not a larger name per se here, but there's going to be some good opportunities to find distressed assets out there. So good on them for doing it. We're supposed to be talking about Tesla. I shorted Tesla till I didn't, which was to say when it broke 198, it was good, and then when it broke back above 198. I did not get into this a third time. The third time was maybe the best trade on 198. And now you are testing 200. So this is 200 on Tesla. Cut on my chart for a quick little second because this just happened maybe a few minutes ago. Tesla got back to the 200 level, wicked the top, just barely wicked the top, and then came right back into this consolidation. Usually that's a short setup. But I'm addicted to shorting Intel off the high of the day. So just let me go back to Intel for a quick second. Just want to give you the update. So I would get out of 75%, wait for the high of the day. That was the high of the day. It tagged it, did not break. So I jumped in, got some shares in there. I held onto a piece of what I had in the 90s. So my average price will be at 10. And then I'm going to start scalping this on the way down. But Tesla in that 200, it just doesn't want it right now. It didn't want it earlier, and there were some money fills above. I would treat it the same way. Like allow it to break well above 250, and then the long can be good to like 203 here. The market's at a decision point. I wouldn't be convinced. It's already been a good long on VWAP, which by the way, guess which level it bounced off on a pullback into VWAP. Don't look. Oh, well, you looked.
I know I wasn't looking. 198.
Yeah, 198.
That's because I only know that because that's exactly, if you
Yeah.
come over to my screen here, that's exactly what we were trying to do, was basically just trading here off of 198. So here's the short into VWAP again, similar to what Neil was talking about. And then it shorted all the way up here to 199. We were trying to play off some 199. I have to zoom in like this because there's just, there it is right here. Kind of just trying to play off this top and then just knowing that Tesla does have a pretty aggressive move in it every once in a while. So trying to like absorb some of that. And it was good because look at this take right there, 199 flat. There's an out at 198.20. So we had some good movement here until eventually getting stopped out once it took 199. But this is barcoding right now. Take out your phone and scan this, and you get yourself a nice Tesla. But you're going to wait to see that's a top right there, $200.28 if I've ever seen one. Just talking about what Neil's doing. 200 downside, to have been able to hold that would have been pretty sweet. My stop wouldn't be 30 cents. I think if anything, it does coincide with what we saw back here at the beginning of the day. So I would always just say, just be careful with all the trades and make sure that you do zoom out when in doubt. And there it is right there for Tesla. So I still like the short, but I like the market being short. And with that being said,
oh my God.
we just take another win right there on Google. So there's Google short 30 to start the show. And then there's a fill at 10. So it's 20 cents. Let's let this name continue to bleed to the downside. And then hopefully we'll be able to ring the registers at some point. Yes, there it goes, 123.06 right now. Short this name, short at 30, and it's starting to go down. And we got out right now because we're right in this range. Hopefully we can get back into this 90 area where I'm going to put a bid right now. 15 cents away from another banger here on Google.
Well, let me see this one for a second.
The Neil.
Come on, Neil.
The rundown brought to you by NextDeck3D.ai, an emerging company poised to revolutionize 3D modeling applications in the rapidly growing e-commerce industry. Their generative AI technology allows for the efficient creation of high-quality 3D models. Scan the QR code, bottom right corner, to check them out today. Shout out to Nextech, NTAR, here on the CSE in Toronto. We were talking about Carvana, we were talking about Upstart, some of the highly shorted names this morning. Ended up being a bit of a tricky trade today, but definitely not another squeeze day.
Well, Vana did not have a good day to start off the day, Brendo, but it held 1220 like a champ. Let's have a look at the chart. Several touches off that 1220, and then it's been up and to the right, taking VWAP easily, looking to retrace into highs. 325, the high on the day, guys.
Meanwhile,
1325.
Upstart doing absolutely nothing. It tried this morning, but still definitely inside of yesterday's range for the most part.
Upstart, I was lined up. I had my stop order ready to go. I was going to take a $30 break. on upstart. It just hasn't happened. I suppose it's still valid. Maybe it happens tomorrow or next week. I mean, I don't know. It's too good of a level, and we're still close enough to it. Even on this pullback, you got 27 in there, and that's about as far as it got. But this is what I mean on the daily chart. Wake me up when it does it, and we'll just shoot for the breakout and see what happens because it's 35% short, and that's what it's all about. So I'm not trading any of those names, quite frankly, but PDD, as Sean just mentioned, we hit the bear. That fantastic bear graphic, which I don't know why you had to throw shade at it. Why would you want one that's high quality where you can see the fur on the bear when you can hit another one? Like, if we didn't tell you which one's the old one and which one's the new one, as if. No, that last one's the new one. But anyways, that was because things are starting to come back in. The 65 short on PDD, I got 64.60 there. I'm going to rinse and repeat this level. It's only 30 cents, but when a Chinese ADR wants to give you 30 cents in the afternoon, you take it. Because typically speaking, when they go to sleep in Asia, these stocks can go to sleep, and you got to respect that fact. So we are done the rundown. If something squeezes, we're all for it in the afternoon. Oh, speaking of potential moves, SoFi got to $6.98. So close, yet so far for SoFi on the breakout at $7. It might still happen. Don't get me wrong. It's not a lot of size on the offer, at least relative to the fact that it's done 113 million shares. Compared to what you saw in Palantir at 15, there's nothing on the offer at 7. It was like a couple of 100,000 shares into an 100 million day on a $7 stock. So it's not a huge level there, but it's still having trouble breaking through. You got to take a look at that breakout when it happens. I want the volume to pick up. The fact it's pulling back, it might not be a bad thing. So we'll go for it if SoFi can make the $7 break. Should have been long like Renata. Congratulations! Off of VWAP, but we can't all have the VWAP long on SoFi here. The $7 break still going to be available. Let's see what happens. We just want to see some actual movement this afternoon and not just some sideways, because the market is at a point where you go into the NASDAQ here. Yeah, you're lower high. You have to pick a direction from here. I think a lot of times if something's at resistance, I want to short it. And that's why I'm in Intel right now, Pinduoduo. But if you're looking for a long trade, it's got to look pretty strong to give you a breakout at that top for some continuation. Speaking of that, Palantir. Forgot to mention Palantir. It's through 1450. So maybe, just maybe, we can still see $15. So we had the long at that 1420 in that consolidation. Played it to 1450. I was actually trying to add here in front of 1450 after it broke. Everybody remembers $15 yesterday. Out in front of 15, and the 15 break stands on its own. If I see 15, I'll be out of this long 100%, or any long I have into it, and looking for the breakout at 15 even.
All right. Okay, we'll look at STEM. What's up to Lily and Nene there? All right, so while we were gone, we just got a Google bottom right there at 122.90. I mean, we talked about putting our order there, and sometimes when you do that, you actually get a fill, believe it or not. So right down there, we got a 91 fill, to be more precise. So that's going to be a good one for us right there on Google, as it's just retraced all the way up right now. You know what name we haven't looked at in a while? We haven't looked at GameStop or AMC or anything. Let's have a quick look.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute. 440. Yeah, we were down to $4 earlier on AMC, not earlier today, earlier on in the month, and this is what it's been doing ever since. Nice little downside move here for AMC. You can see it's been pretty weak, bouncing off 440. Noticing that there is a little bit of a candle there, wick bottom at 440. I mean, we're not really far away from there, so I don't think it's super interesting at that level. There is, let me see if we can zoom. Oh, yeah, I can't do that with these. Let me just go back up a little bit. I want to see when that 4 bottom was made. It just kind of sucks. Like, I mean, if there's one stock I want to cheer for, I'm not in this name. I just know there's a lot of people. Maybe we're not holding it that much anymore. Maybe I haven't seen too much talk about AMC in a while there, because this guy's still holding on to those diamonds. So if he's got diamond hands, then this is probably not the right stock. I mean, you want to be switched over to Carvana, Upstart, AI things like that. That's actually moving right now. All the rage, used to be this. They bought that gold mine, all this kind of stuff, and it just doesn't seem to be working out for AMC. However, the reason why I bring this up,
they had to make money on that though.
Is that the gold mine?
Well, gold went on fire since they did that. How could they not have made money on that?
Well, when it doesn't produce any gold. So right there, $4 to the bottom. I shouldn't say that.
No, I don't think it does produce any gold, actually.
There you go. But right there, $384. I just bring it up because you do have that bottom again of 4. So there's like undercover money to be made right here. Like you're telling me that, you're buying down here at $4, it goes to 6. 50% return in a month, and that's going to be hard to pick because just as easy as you think that's 50%, you may be thinking you could get a little bit more as well on that. But right now you're below the 50 period, nowhere near the 200. And I would just say, you want to look at this $4 level if it does come into play again. And I don't know if it's going to happen, but that's a decent level there for AMC off $4. And then it's friend here, GameStop. I think GameStop's been faring a little bit.
It's been kind of strong.
A little bit. Yeah, there it is. So almost the complete opposite, actually. Instead of it being near some of these bottoms, it's actually doing quite well. Back near the top of 25 right now. I don't know if I've been talking too much, but and it's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. My kids are better. They're completely fine. They went back to school. I feel like I'm getting like a little tingle in the throat here, but I feel like just a lot of talking happening here. Then yesterday, yelling at all these kids, playing baseball again yesterday on the field. So we'll recover from this. But 777, what's up, Elon? There in the chat as we go. But I like this GameStop break of 25. When are GameStop earnings? Let me look this. Right.
Next
okay.
week.
So next week. So thanks.
Mr. A Bear in the chat is all over GameStop.
Yes, June 7th.
Yes, sir.
I like the setup in GameStop. 23% short. Looks great on the chart. This is a possible good breaker right here, man. Breakthrough 25. Let's see where it is on June 7th. But, if this market really gets going, $30 calls, something like that. I mean, we could be up there before June 7th even happens, which is just next week. But right there, man, I mean, today's the last day in May. So, yeah. This doesn't look too bad. So shout out to people in the chat that like GameStop. Obviously, my opinion, setting up a lot nicer than AMC.
AMC is more of you're at that low. You maybe go long as it bounces.
I don't have any positions,
but
in either name.
In our chat, I know Michelle Hebert has been talking about that setup for like a swing trade, and it looks good on the chart. It's just that it's already made the move into earnings now. Now it has to break. So I got to go to Intel because it started to come down, and then the buyers are relentless at 32. So when we reloaded off the high of the day, it could not break 32. I took a quarter out. I'm not reloading until I see a decent reason to off that level. It just feels like it might want to go. And the reason there was 777 is because SoFi is again testing $7. It's not there yet, but it's like it's going. It's going. It wants $7. I'm going to take the breakout, but it's still at like 95, 96. At the high of the day, sits at 698. So not much happening there on SoFi except for the fact that it is barcoding. Well, consolidating is not barcoding. It's consolidating off that high. That's good for a breakout trade, but it still has to go, and it's got to get past that level. We'll see. I mean, I think that's one place to go. We talked about Tesla a couple of minutes ago. It's now pretty solidly look at what's the difference between when it broke 200 this time for the short, it's like wicked above and came back underneath, and this time. Okay, well, maybe you thought 198 and VWAP was long. That's kind of where I was leaning, but forget about it. Tesla just decides to go on vol, breaking 200, so you can pretty much I think you can throw out the 198 for the short term here with 90 minutes left to go in the day. It's not impossible, but you're running out of steam or time for that to happen. So they got to look off 200, 199.50, somewhere down in that range for a dip buy because it's been giving you consolidation, slow down, breakout, consolidation, slow down, breakout, all the way up here on Tesla. So let's see if it can continue that pattern. I got my Intel short. I'm still holding some Palantir. I want to get some 1450s there. There's that $7 break for SoFi. That'll be at their fourth. What else is moving, man? Because I see we've already talked about Tesla. Palantir's on the move. It's about where I can add to this position. 15 will be 15, but we're nowhere close to that one just yet. So you got to find a mover out here, and I'm not seeing a heck of a lot. Everything else is like a slow grind off these levels, and the market itself is pulling back. So oddly enough, if I look at things that are loosely following the market, like the PDD, like that's coming back off. It's not flushing. It's not giving me reloads. It's just sitting in the money, grinding slower to the downside toward VWAP. And that's the kind of afternoon it is so far. I don't think it's going to last. You got the debt ceiling tonight. You have a few names that are going to be interesting for the report. One of those, obviously, C3AI. This is worth watching. It's getting pretty juicy around this 40 level. I could see this running 40, looking for a break of the level, maybe a fail, which we did last time, breaking 40, looking for the fail. Once it couldn't get through 40, 50, just take the short underneath and give the stop up there at that 40 and a half. But I'm waiting for it to make a move. It's not doing anything right now.
I really like that Palantir trade breaking through view up there at 14.20. I think that's a great one. And yeah, hopefully we can get back up to 15. I think that's going to be.
I love that 15 break, man.
Yeah, that's not going to happen today. Well, could happen.
Just set it every single day you come in.
Yeah,
as long as it's close, just set it and wait for it.
What? Pence is set to launch presidential campaign.
Really?
Interesting. I mean, I'm not American, but I mean,
Oh,
you guys want Mike Pence as your president? All right, fine. I mean, we don't talk politics. Just seeing the note. Just seeing the note. Okay, let's go over to D. Let's go. I mean, I didn't think he had the love to actually run. But maybe he does. I don't know where the support lies in that party right now. I mean, we have DeSantis running, and then of course former President Trump looking to get involved, I guess. And here's DWAC, of course. I just called it up just to see. I mean, obviously this has nothing to do with anything. I think the worst thing that could ever happen is that this de-SPACs, because then you probably get rid of this 12 and you just have a .88 here after all that. So I would not be holding this. As long as you understand how SPACs work and everything like that, as the day goes, you watch out for $10 even value, and then once it de-SPACs, then you can get going on that. So we'll wait to see what happens with that. I still do have my meta trade, by the way, waiting to go.
The breakout?
No, yeah, the breakout. I mean, it's
go.
not breaking out. But
What breaks first, Meta or SoFi?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm waiting for 64.10, so we don't have too far to go on that one. Where's SoFi right now?
697.
Oh, well. No, but I don't know.
Relatively
I mean,
speaking,
you got to
that's
get
pretty
through
close.
size, right? I mean, let me see. Yeah, so that's not that much size on SoFi at all. It's on 116 million shares. I would go with Meta would be first for me, because I think if the market really starts to go here, SoFi is going to say hold my beer for a bit because it's not necessarily following the market, but Meta would go. So my call for that would be Meta, but you're going to have to wait to see 264. That's what we're waiting for. I'm actually waiting for 264.10, yes.
Oh, AI's on the move here.
So a break, and then there goes Google back up. We'll probably reshort that one. But the market is still hovering above the 50 period. So I don't know. AI.
Somebody just took 40,000 on AI at 40.39, it looks like. So it broke the 40 level. I was looking for it to get up here where it did last time and show some weakness. Well, somebody stepped up on the bid for the 30. It was like 39,000 shares at 40.30. 40.38 or 40.39 when I quickly saw it. They held it there. Wait a minute, that's back now. Okay, so they're still there. They're just at 37 for 30,000 shares. So they're trying to catch a fill up there, and it's real. Like, I've been seeing it hold. Although they've been moving it around, they've taken some fills. It was originally almost 40,000. If it breaks through that, I was looking for the reverse. It's kind of a bullish move here. Maybe I'll give it some room into 41. If you got the long on this, congratulations. But underneath those wicks, I feel underneath 41, I've been looking for the short. If it starts breaking out of some of the morning high levels, I think it's got some real juice, or just shows some signs of continuation. But the pop and fade has been working. This could be a bit of a change right now, but I'm willing to put something on where I can have minimal risk. Maybe that 50 level is still worth it here. If it can hold underneath 40 and not have that dude sitting there on the offer, then, oh my goodness, you kidding me? He was not there. I hate when size plays games. Because essentially what just happened is I was looking for the short, and he was at 38 the whole time. Now he's essentially gone. So I was looking for him to break. I guess it's still there. So I'll try to take it off that 50 level. I'm short off this in front of 50. 40.50, I'm risking essentially slippage will be like 5 to 10 cents, and we're short at 40.45 here. But this is what we're waiting for in C3. I might put the same thing at 41 even as well, but I'm looking for that retracement play here. Just a little rubber band, mean reversion, back into VWAP.
Okay.
Oh, that was fast.
You're out already?
It broke instantly. I got in and it broke 50 instantly. Although I got a partial fill. That's weird. Why did I get a partial fill? And I'm stuck with an odd lot. All right, I'm just gonna punch out of the odd lot there. I don't know why I just got an odd lot, but I was stuck with like 5 shares there. Anyways, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, I got the out here, and then there's the odd lot that I had to punch out. So it's starting to make the break toward 41 even here on C3AI. Whoever was buying it up, they must like it. They likey going into earnings. That reports aftermarket. I'm not sure what time, but it is a pure squeeze play. So if it starts breaking the high, that's 42.15 at the open. I think it could go anywhere, 45, 50s in play. But until it does that, I'm going to look for these quick little fade plays.
Yeah, I have a couple trade ideas here that I think we want to look at some point here. Okay, so we just reshorted Google. We have that play 50 just to talk about it. This is what we're looking at here. This is the 200. Now we got these. I don't want that big. So this is the 200 period right now. We've sort of absorbed that the whole time. We're going to watch out for this 123.50, 123.60 break if we're wrong. But we got to go to Brendo. What's up?
You guys were talking about Hycroft earlier, HYMC. So I pulled it up just for fun. HYMC on a weekly chart. So this is a weekly chart. I bet no one can guess when the AMC news came out. It was March 2022. So the initial high of the week was 275. It got to 313 3 weeks later. And yeah, that's what happened since.
Well, that's obviously not good.
So about your producing mad amounts of gold.
Well, obviously they're not producing.
Right there, obviously.
I mean,
yes.
they obviously.
And thanks, Brendo, for that little update. But there goes Google. We just took some short at 30. It's back down to 20.
Wow.
Average price now 27 coming into play. So I'm going to put a bid at 17. Again, just for that 10%. We always try to take out 10 cents and let the rest ride. I don't really know why we do that, but we do it. Anyways, and it's just, honestly, it's not really even that. It's the 50 periods down here. We have the 200 is at 17. Just trying to scalp. We talked about the strategies that I'm trying to do here for sure into the close, and this is one of them, right? And that is just absorbing kind of like some small either hits and or wins until we get a much bigger move here, as Meta's not doing anything right now. Oh, the other trade idea that I liked, and I know, oh my God, Sean's going to talk about Apple. What a surprise. But this is the worst name here for me today by far, as it hasn't been right on the short. All we've done is short. We're shorting everything. I'm just like shorting everything again. And so today, definitely not working out on that short. But what you can see is I'm wondering about a long, this 178.80 or so, right into this area. We've had a dip buy there, a dip buy again. But 178.80, if we can get there. I mean, let's let this cook a little bit because we do have Google short. But I'm looking at that trade as a possibility if we do get to the downside, and especially if this Google trade doesn't really go anywhere. Let's have a look. But the thing is, you're going to miss it, right? Because if Google goes back up to the upside, then obviously Apple has also gone to the upside, and we've missed that trade. But right now, I'm still feeling the short. The futures are still here, 14,360. I was thinking that we got back up to 14,400, but it doesn't look like we want to do that. So right now, we're playing short off this top. I understand we're above VWAP, and that looks like a great VWAP break. Like, that was nice on the futures. But for right now, you're still above and you're still hovering in this area. So 14,360, an area of concern. Until we break that, we know that we're going to get long Meta at 264. And for right now, let's just see about this Google short. I like this play right now. So I don't know, 7 minutes ago that Pence news came through. Obviously nothing's happening in the market to that. AMZN would be Amazon. Okay, just trying to find out what's going on. We got out of our short right there. This was basically a one trade. We went short early, got stopped out. Then we went short again, got revenge all the way down there to 119.60. So that was about $1.80 or so on that. And then now you're just the same thing. If we can get any love back up here, I still like the short, man. Down 1.5%, bouncing off the VWAP one time, missed that trade back at 130, but it's in here right again. So 120.40, we get up to there, and I like that trade. So a few things that I'm looking at that I think could still hit. But for right now, we just have a reloaded price now on Google. And there it is. We've almost got our 10 cents right now. As it's at that 50 period, we'll wait to get that at 17. And then hopefully a lot lower. That's the 21 periods at 13. So we'll put a bid there, but it still has to work. So letting it cook, as I keep saying now. And that's because with Sharif had not seen Breaking Bad yet.
I don't even understand. Like, that is such a it's such a classic show. There's a few shows out there.
We're in the trailer here
that I get upset with. It's like, really, like if you didn't watch The
but
Wire,
I've never seen The Wire,
Seinfeld,
and I know that's a big one for you. What's up,
Breaking
Kat?
Bad, Sopranos. What else is in that category?
Hold on a second, Neil.
Oh, there she is.
Hola, like and subscribe today.
Oh, here she comes live. And all right, there we go. What's up, Kat? So yeah, make sure you hit the like and the subscribe. Okay, now the market's starting to rally a little bit.
It is a little
you know, like me and Neil both go, oh, the market's rallying a little bit. Like,
Not much. It ain't much.
Is it?
No, it's not rallying. It's just the fact that it's
Give us another
slowly
trade, man.
stopped
What is
from
SoFi
going down.
doing? What is
Tony
SoFi
Price, I've never seen Dexter. And I've heard really good things about Dexter, but I don't know that I'd put, again, I've never watched it.
Yeah,
but
same. I watch a little bit, but.
what people have said, I don't know if it gets in that sort of pantheon. Like most people, like if you think about a normal, like top 10 list, I would say, like Seinfeld's on a lot of them, Breaking Bad
But those aren't the same.
is on a ton of them.
Seinfeld's like a.
But Sopranos is on almost everybody's
No,
top
but those
10.
are dramas. Seinfeld's like a
It's different.
sitcom.
Yeah, sitcom. Okay, fine, but if you sort of
Sopranos
categorize
is
them.
on that level.
You can put The Wire on that level, like
Yeah, I guess you
Breaking
could put
Bad's on that level.
Yeah, they're all. Of course, Breaking Bad is
Bad's
one
up
of.
there. Like,
Walking Dead, the other one that I never watched. That was
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, the horrible last season.
so
there,
get
apparently.
this.
Yeah.
There's an email out there that Anthony Hopkins, the guy who played Hannibal
Yep.
Lecter, he wrote an email to Bryan Cranston.
Okay.
Basically, and it's
Another
like
Hannibal?
it's paragraphs
Yeah.
after he binge watched Breaking Bad
Okay.
about saying it was the single greatest acting performance he ever saw. A
Really?
living legend was like, and he felt that he basically took the time to just
Who
personally
wrote that
email
again?
him. Anthony Hopkins
yeah,
wrote
yeah,
that to Bryan
yeah.
Cranston. I'm like, imagine getting praise from like one of the greatest. Like, so if you haven't watched Breaking Bad, like I know this is a trading show, but come on, son. And for Vivek, I love Prison Break, but the first season of Prison Break was unbelievable. Great concept, but come on, son. Once they've broken out, just end it. There was no need. You got to make money. I'm not going to
Prison has been broke.
I don't hate on making money because it's free money. People were going to watch season 2 and season 3, but they sucked for obvious reasons.
Well, that's what the problem with Game of Thrones was, right? They sort of had it wrapped up. They went back for money, and then now we talk about.
The problem is
I saw Lost.
the books weren't finished, and so they finished the show without the backing of the actual story that was great. And
They made up an ending.
And when they started making up their own stuff, it sucked.
Yeah.
But
I've heard good things of Sons of Anarchy. Actually, I've never seen that.
You
You'll
will love it. You will love Sons of Anarchy. Bro.
I know. Okay, I'll have to watch it. That's bikers,
Trust
isn't
me.
it?
Yeah, you'll love
drugs
that
and all
show.
that. But one that's great that I just saw Lassie, I guess, Hanson talk about Ozark. I love Ozark.
You know, I watched one episode of that.
That's a great show. Ozark is great.
I'm bad.
Jason Bateman's great too, by the way.
Yeah, he's legit.
Yeah, I like that guy. Okay, my eyes are still on SoFi, so I don't know if you had my screen up there, the double shot, but right now SoFi is at 7 and just looking to break it. And the thing about it is, look at this, it's a big middle finger to all the shorts right now, up to $7. That's what we kind of call that move. But the thing is that there's more to come. I mean, obviously, everybody that's long right now is loving this move. I mean, $5 up to 7 in 3 days is pretty sweet. But you've already been up here. You were up here back in March, and we were up. I don't know if that's a pre-market trade. I have to look at the date on that, May 1st, what exactly was going on. But we've already been to 7 before, and we turned right around. So I'm guessing this is earnings day. Tried to break it, tried to break upside, didn't get going. But yeah, break of 7, and we open tomorrow in this range.
Oh, yeah.
We said this yesterday. It's on the sticky note, literally. And it's just so dumb. Well, let's forget about the daily chart because let's just see what happened here on the minute chart for the day. And there it is right there. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I write down on here, let's trade it. It's above 6 now. We want to definitely get long. Well, right there off the open, I told you I was at 6.05. It went as low as 6.10. So missed opportunity. Doesn't matter. Can't cry over spilled milk. But the fact that it got over 6 rallied it again today on virtually no news. So I feel like the same thing tomorrow. We get above 7 here with only an hour to go. Great. Probably goes to 7:15, 7:20. But then
7:21
would be great.
from the chat. That was level apparently.
Perfect. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT what the level is. But there it is, 7:21. Here we go. So if it gets to that, that's great. Let's see what happens here on a 7 break. Remember yesterday, Palantir fake broke 15, then went back down to the downside. So be cautious if you're taking this. I am not taking this. So just for everybody, N-O-T, not. We did just get into that 17. There's the fill on that. We'll spin the money there and we'll go back to SoFi because people want to watch out for SoFi. Here it is right now, Neil. You tell me, are you taking it?
I have so we have a couple of stop orders. One of them is it's a midpoint order.
Right.
Meaning if it breaks, 701 has to become the midpoint, so it won't auto punch in unless the bid shows up.
Right.
Like it can break 7, but if it doesn't show a bid at 7,
I like that key.
Then it technically usually it won't get triggered by. It shouldn't get triggered by a dark pool print above 7 even. 7 should have to show up on the bid and make a bid, and then I'll get in. Now Intel wants to go down.
Come on, Google.
Like now it wants to go down. I mean, I fought it, but quite frankly, I had to stop out twice and then jump back in twice for it to start working. But it is starting to head to the downside. PD's working to the downside. Got to watch out for Palantir because if the market does roll over, I am sitting. You know what? I don't want. Whoa.
I'm canceling my meta.
Oh, I just canceled. Wow, I don't like when you see a candle like that on Palantir. I was like, I know I like that 1450, but let's let it settle down before I think about reloading at 1450. That was a reversal off 1470, and the market starting to come in. So shorts once again are presenting. SoFi break. You know what? I'm going to cancel it temporarily because as the market's tanking, I don't want to get triggered on this as the market's really starting to come in. That's not the way you want to get a breakout fill. But once things settle down, I'll just put it right back on.
Oh, man. Okay, Google 40 cents. Nice move to the downside there as the market just continues to flush a little bit right now. You can hear my throat. Hopefully it's just an exhausted one right now. We didn't get any fills at 90 there, though. It went down, it touched 90 and stopped. Of course, if you're wondering where we're sitting, and you said 94, then you were right. But we were sitting at 90 the first time and got missed, so we upped it a little bit right there. And there it is right there. I mean, I can't, honestly, this has just been a great trade. I mean, I don't know what else to say. We've talked about it. The number one stock profit-wise on the show today is going to be Google, and that's what it is. It's just a nice downside move right there. Let's see if it can hold. I don't know if it's going to hold or not, but here it is. Nice move to the downside. We'll look at this again. You know, Apple's been a disaster. I lost more money on Apple than I actually made on Google. So if you want to, you know, talk about being as obvious as possible. What's up, Neil? Have a drink. I actually may go get some water in a second.
You gotta stay hydrated.
I think that's great. That's what I'm trying to do.
It'll help the throat, man.
Like I went and got, this is just coffee, extra
but that's
ice.
Not hydration.
Well, it's water and coffee beans.
I know, but
and
water is better.
Milk. No, water's better. No, water's better. I got to go get some of that. I'll have also, what's up with Costco these days? Shout out to the vitamins right now. I saw Costco off earnings was pretty nice last week. I don't think you were here. Well, I know you weren't.
Well, I wasn't here. I actually didn't look at it.
I just don't know if. Yeah, it went down to 4. Wasn't it 480 or something? Let's just.
Oh, are you? Wow.
Yeah, it's a big move.
We was stinking.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, so that was what I'm talking about. 480 down into here. Oh. Great levels, and then boom. Right now, Costco back up to 515, 520, 530, 535. Like, you know. The wife was just there 2 or 3 days ago. Like, I don't know. I should.
You got to stink, but
every time she goes there, I should just be buying Costco. Costco, just as a reminder, like just put like an auto buy in every time. Buy 10 shares or whatever. Huge move. Well, that might be if 10 times 500. Okay, that might be too much. But nice move to the upside right there for Costco. In a negative print, man, Costco up almost 1%. So that is really working out. Google, we'll just wait for it, man. I guess my Apple trade, we didn't take the long, but right now you're at VWAP. So if I kind of liked it before, what about now? We said we preferred the short, so we're staying short. So let's just do that. Stay short everything. We did cancel our Meta. If anything, I liked Meta long because, again, it was up on the day, and it was at 264. So if I just turn my strategy upside down here, then yeah, maybe we'd be short, but we were definitely looking for Meta. We already short earlier down here underneath VWAP. We let it cook all the way up, and we should have just got short there, but unfortunately the barbecue was out of gas, and we just didn't believe in the short, and we should have. So we just went right back over to Google and started to hit that again. Stay where you're strong, and if we've been already strong on Google today, like, I don't mean strong, I mean just traded it well, then it's good to stick with the name. We are red on Meta. Well, we're at a cup of coffee on Meta, but barely anyways. It's because of in here. But anyways, all right, so that's my talk there as this market is trying to find its way. It's a nice move down. We're out of 60% of Google, 20, 40, 60, waiting for more. I don't even want to bid down here, but maybe 75.
There you go. That's what it's about. Like, stay where, especially at a key level, right? Like, that's the thing. I mean, if it wasn't trading at the key price, you wouldn't be trading it, obviously.
Right.
But that goes without saying, but it doesn't get said enough sometimes. Trade around the key price level. That's what's going to matter. Pope Cody, I don't think anybody's sleeping on Intel after the move today, but this is what's happening up at the top. So I've been shorting the consolidations. It's now starting to, I mean, it was working before and then ran the stops and then started working again, but it's giving you these like 15 to 20 cent moves and then no follow through for now. I think people, if you're saying sleeping on it, it's a bull flag that it's putting on here, right? Like if you look at the higher time frame, this is a stock that could be breaking out. And if you look at the daily, it could be breaking the next level here. But it's a huge, huge chop zone in the low 32 range all the way into like almost 34. Like it's just, it was a big, big time chop zone. It did nothing while it was here on the way up and down into it after a pretty big move up from 25. So I feel like it's at a spot where it might not accelerate as much as before. That's why I'm taking these pot shots at it. But yeah, it's been a strong day for Intel. I don't think anyone wants to sleep on it. When we talked about AI to open the afternoon show, that was the first thing. It wasn't C3 AI or NVIDIA. The first thing out of Brennan's mouth was Intel. So I kind of hope that we're not sleeping on it. It's been a good scalp trade up here, but the big move was earlier. Like if you caught that 30-50 break, congratulations to you. But you had to be on that one really early during the conference presentation to even get that. That's long gone. So I'm not sure we see moves like that again. Ooh, I got to watch out for this PDD. It's starting to catch a bit of a bid. That short, another tight consolidation here. However, as long as it's at the price level we wanted, that 65, looking for that reload in front of 65, couldn't quite break 64.40. We got some 60s out there. Was waiting at 20s. I'm going to look for an offer in front of this 65 on a reload at the key price of PDD. Steve G now saying FUBAR and Lincoln Lawyer. Oh, we're still talking shows? I don't know what FUBAR is, but Lincoln Lawyer was an okay movie. I've heard the show's okay. My father-in-law was telling me the book is much better. So usually that means I want to read the book. That's my 2 cents. If a book is really good and the show's okay, yeah. I always want to read the book first. So I don't think I'd watch Lincoln Lawyer, the show, until I read the book.
How good was that Apple VWAP trade? I mean, it just came right into it and bounced exactly off of it. Like,
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Darn it, man. Oh, the FUBAR is a brand new show on Netflix.
These guys are saying with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
It is. Yeah, he's the dad, or I don't know what he is, but it's
no,
it's like satirical. I think they just make fun of things. I don't know.
Oh, but he's
it's a fun show.
He's been some funny stuff. Like what was what's the one with him and Tom Arnold?
Effed up beyond recognition. Yeah, it means something. It's
yeah, effed up beyond all recognition.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that good. Marissa and I love that kind of stuff, and we looked at the preview.
Okay.
And was kind of like, I don't know, but we didn't watch it. But are you guys recommending it?
Sounds like something.
Who's recommending it there in the chat? Because FUBAR was okay, not that great.
Steve G.
It's excellent. Okay. All right. Well, whatever. Okay. We'll see. What happened to the filming of? Yeah, Jack Reacher. Yeah, it was in my driveway. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I think it's the new season.
Oh yeah.
Episode 3 or 4. They're filming. So the crew was set up in my driveway, but it was 2 doors down.
Oh, but it's on your street.
Is what? Yeah, literally, like right there. My
well,
kids
I remember
were like,
you talking about it.
And they saw that apparently the guy's a monster.
He's a big dude. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was running around on our street. They blocked off the whole street for cars. And apparently they had like a car chase ended at this house. I think he had to go in and rescue. Anyways, I don't know enough about Jack Reacher, but it's on Amazon. And my kids, I think it's episode 3 or 4 of the new season. I think is what we were told. But
the dude that acts in it, that's that guy. He's the big defensive end from.
He's an actual football player?
No. It's that comedy college football show. I forget the Blue Mountain High or Blue Valley, whatever.
Really?
Blue something. It's this whole. Blue Mountain State, that's it. He's the guy from that. He's freaking hilarious in that. But
really?
I think it's the same guy. I'm pretty sure it's the same guy that plays Jack Reacher. He's a bear. He's a beast. Yeah. So SoFi broke, and it's a week break. While that was happening, this is SoFi. It did trigger above, but it's going absolutely nowhere. This will be a pretty tight stop in here because the market, it's not that strong. I put it back on when the market caught a bid, but you're not really going anywhere. So I'm going to slap. I'll probably slap a 95 stop on this, quite frankly. I was going to give it some room, but it doesn't. Like, there's no volume behind it. Oh, you can't see volume. I'll just do this. See that? Like, it did the break, and there has been no continuation. I'm literally missing a volume bar. That's hilarious. So there's a missing volume bar. I'm sure it'll populate in a second. I'm probably only giving this back into 95. If it doesn't work right away, a lot of times it's just no good. It's just not good at all. Steve G says, the Jack Reacher guy makes Arun look like a munchkin. I mean, that he's a big boy. But in the books, that's the whole point. When Tom Cruise played him in the movie, it's like, I know Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise, but Jack Reacher is supposed to be like, he's a beast. He's a big boy. Like he's an Arnold type. He's a Stallone type. That's not necessarily Tom Cruise, as great as Tom Cruise is. I'm not going to throw any shade on someone as successful as that guy. So SoFi
Tom Cruise
I'll
has
give it
his
5
own
cents.
stunts.
Yo, that dude,
That's,
I have so much
for
respect.
me, that's impressive.
When he's running down the building,
Man, why would anybody do that? But that's good for him.
because he's crazy.
Wow, that's needless to say.
But he loves his craft.
Yeah.
Watch him
wants-
talk about stunts.
Yeah, he's passionate about
Dude,
it.
he lives for it. He thinks of the stunt, and then they're like, well, how can we work it into the movie? Like it's the other way around, man. It's not like, oh, well, I want to put this in, this is the scene the writers come up with. No, he's like, I want to do this. Let's see how we can get it in there. It's cool. The helicopter chases and where he's flying.
No, to me, it's the motorcycle stuff. Like he's on these motorcycles and just and it's like, what?
Yeah, I couldn't.
Like as if you're doing that and you're worth like hundreds of millions of dollars.
They're nervous as hell when he's doing that. Like if you're like the producers, the directors, like they're probably shitting themselves.
But he's signed his own
Yeah, but then it's
whatever waivers.
you have the money. That's
Yeah. Okay, so new position alert right now before we do happening now. PayPal. So PayPal right now, nice move up on PayPal. It's at VWAP. I'm looking at the 62.20 as possible area to get out. We have the high right there of 62.20. I like this trade. Let's see what happens right now with PayPal to the short side. Let's stay in it.
PayPal. That's interesting.
Yeah, new name. PayPal made some bottoms down there at 58, I believe it was. Let me see if we can tick this down. Yeah, 58 and change, 59. Let's call that a bottom right there for PayPal. I think we might have just sort of whooshed out there. I'll check some volume on the daily chart to see if that is a possible bottom for a takeout. But for right now, I'm going to go short against this. I'd be pretty happy making 20 cents. But again, there's some consolidation down here at 70. So let's just wait. But our out is 20 cents anyway, 62.20 for an out on PayPal. So there we go. I believe it was happening now. So I'm going to throw it regardless over to Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, 60 minutes to go here as we head towards the end of the day here on a Wednesday, but also ahead of this important vote on the debt ceiling deal or tentative deal that was reached on the weekend. Here's how the overall market is shaping up with 60 minutes to go. Still red right across the board, 0.65 there for the NASDAQ. Actually, I lied, 0.53. That's the NYSE index. 0.53 for the NASDAQ. 100, about 0.5% for the composite. The Russell 123,000. Remember, we were talking about the banks when we came on at 2 o'clock there. Regional banks under a bit of pressure here. 0.9 right now for the Russell 2000 specifically. 0.4 for the Dow, about 0.5% for the S&P 500. Kind of a bad photo, but this is floating around on social media right now. Elon made it to the factory in Shanghai. So the first time in years, apparently, that Elon is in the building in Shanghai. So good for him. But yeah, everyone waiting for this vote that's coming up apparently at 7:15 later on this evening on this debt ceiling agreement that has been put forward by both sides over the weekend. If it does get approved in this vote, it'll go to the Senate and then through the House, and shouldn't take too long to get passed. Way back when, this morning, seems like a long time ago, we were talking about this one, Block, with a really, really nice day. Huge move out of the gate, 58.5 up to 61. We're creeping back up to that 61 once again. It just tried to make a new high, recent high, past couple of hours, but failed there a little bit. But maybe a double top for SQ up 2.8 today.
Interesting one. Block, because Block had the short seller report as well. Then it was a good long for a little bit. So I told you I have a pretty tight stop on that SoFi just because the volume wasn't really there. So instead of giving it back to like 690 or 685, thinking it'll pop more, I just popped it out. Underneath that 95, like minimal, like limit the risk. The market's coming down. Just all the reason why it didn't make sense to hold on to it. Where you might hold on to it longer for a bigger move when you think there's some upside. I just don't see that as being all that viable. It could be worth the short up there if you like it. I didn't want to be short this name. I don't want to be short this name, I should say. Oh goodness, Nvidia. But so the market's starting to accelerate, so that's good for the shorts. I mean, it's been good for Intel well, but here's quickly NVIDIA starting to roll back under. It just broke support to the downside. The first thing I'm going to do is see if Marvell is still available. Because that was one. I got trailed out of Marvell, and then it retook 60. Oh, it already broke the low of the day, Marvell. Never mind. I will short this one off 60, but it's at 59, so that might not be worth it. I'm already into Intel. The question is, do I want to get something that is not NVIDIA itself to said downside? Because this market wants to go mostly short, but Palantir is the only long I got left on, and I don't know if it's going to hold up. So, PLTR, even though it's been strong, it looks like it does want to pull that reversal. It tried to hold 50 once. It looks like it's going to break it again. I'm pretty close to getting trailed out of this one, and then there won't be any more longs on the board for me.
All right, we'll ring it again right now. We'll put some money in the bank here. We'll get our water. We'll refill the water. There it is right now. Google, nice move to the downside again. Yep, unmuting Mike would be good. That would be my fault right there. But we were talking about taking a sip of water and then watching out for Google, because there goes Google. So it's a nice move. We just got it out there at 85, right back into this level again. So there's the short at 30. There's the reload short at 27. And then a nice downside move. I mean, it did get as high as 35. That would have been pretty sweet. But there it is again. Boom goes the dynamite. As I'm just trying to be real with everybody. Giving you the trades. It's not easy to sit here all day, every day, and put on trades for everybody and have the kind of back and forth that we do. And I want to thank everybody for continuing to come back here, supporting the show, and just giving us sort of, the love that we get all the time. And I'm trying to return the favor by giving some experience, giving some trades that I see, and trying to justify some of these positions that we have. Because, again, if we keep taking them, might make sense to you, might make sense to me, and I know that I've gotten much better as a trader over the last little while because I've been able to be here on the show with all of you as well. So a lot of love to everybody in the chat. So I'm just trying to keep it real with everybody. I know sometimes get a little excited, but a lot of that, just trust me when I tell you, it's for the show. We want to give some entertainment. We want to give some, education as well, and then Brendan coming with the information. I think we've got the best show on YouTube, and I'm really proud to be a part of this. And so hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and let's keep this great show going. And why not? I mean, that's what we're here for. PayPal. All right, so again, did make a move to 62. I did have an offer here at 99, but I don't want to spit away profits that we've made on a brand new name here today. And normally that doesn't really matter, but I like to try to stay in spots that I know that we've had success in, which is why I think Google was pretty good, obviously, as we reloaded that twice for you here right now. PayPal we were getting water. It doesn't really matter. It might have been 10 cents. Normally we would take that. But I'm sitting here right now at these levels. It looks like it did respect some of those bottoms. So again, we don't need to be trading just for the sake of trading. I like this trade. Up to 62 there. So I think this is a good trade. Some consolidation back here from the morning, right into this area, the same area again. And if you just take this area and go up a little bit, and this is the education that I'm talking about. This is just what I do. You've seen me put on the trades. You saw me on the midday. You're seeing me again now today. Same thing with Neil. Same thing with everybody on the show. And there it is right there. We're going to try to go out, if this doesn't work, around 62.20. Consolidation where we are right now. If I think the market's going to dip a little bit, we take the short at VWAP. We know we have some resistance levels here. So if it breaks higher, we lose 20 cents. I mean, this is what trading's all about. I mean, today I've made about 200 fills. I have 100 fills on Google alone, which is insane. But that's the way I trade. And there it is all the way down to the downside. Too many outs up here. But remember, Google was wrong. We were very, very nervous until eventually it gave us a level, and we just started crushing it. So again, let's see what happens with PayPal into the close. It's 310 right now. We have some big names tomorrow, Neil. Maybe that's what we have to look at. Yeah. Oh, just CRM. Yep.
CRM and C3AI. I asked Brendan about Man U. He said he's not seen any news yet. And I went over to my Twitter to be able to see. I see one account here. The Glazer family have decided to sell to shake to
Man U on
scene.
watch.
I don't know. So Man U is making moves, and it did have a pretty decent volume spike just there. So this is what I think everyone was excited about. Like, it broke it from 18.50 all the way almost to $20. So big move. It's already back down. It doesn't seem like there was, according to Brennan, which, Brennan is never going to just give you like this one person tweeted this. No, he's going to make sure we confirm what's going on here. And so if there seems to be nothing, maybe that's why it's already pulling back in. That's what's up. So we'll see what happens. That Palantir, I told you, I almost got trailed out. I'm not trailed out of it just yet. There's a chance, man. There's still a chance for this stock to catch a bid off that. I did enter twice all the time. There's 14.50. I canceled my bid off that for that dip buy because that was the early breakout. I might jump back in here. It's only, if I give it a couple of shekels underneath, I could be risking 5 cents on the reload. Yeah, I still have some shares from under, but they don't really, that doesn't really count. We'll call it like a new position because quite frankly, I think it is. So if it breaks this little consolidation underneath, that's like 48. I'll go for it. It's 5 cents worth of risk here. I like that setup where you're looking for a relatively strong stock. If it gets to the high, that's 2 or 3 to 1 if you get out in front of it. And if you get the curl, great. Otherwise, it's a limited amount of risk there. Keep the ear to the ground on Man U, because if there is something there and it goes all the way back to the beginning, well, then suddenly that, and what I mean by the beginning is, pops Man U back up. If it's down here at 18.50 or 60 again, and then we get some actual confirmation on news happening, then that could be a great long. It's just there is nothing right now, so I wouldn't be chasing this because I have no idea what's happening.
Weren't they the ones interested in, no, Man U, but it was the Saudis and everything was involved
there
in
was.
that?
I mean, there is that potential bid closing. It's just you want to see what's actually happening.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I'm seeing that it's on watch as well right now, Man U. Okay, let's go to Brendo. Maybe he has something.
Falling off a cliff here on heavy volume. There's a few people circulating a tweet suggesting that trading revenue will be notably down year over year. Again, for MS here, down sharply on heavy volume.
Glad I sold Morgan Stanley to buy TD Bank. It's actually true. Because neither one
That's
of them.
good. Morgan's going down on this, right?
No, but neither one of them is that great. I said it in that voice because neither one of them is doing that well. It's just one of those shuffling from one place in the sector to the other for myself. Because TD was at a key level. It doesn't matter. But Morgan Stanley's at the Alamo, man. Well, it's not. Okay, the Alamo's probably in the 70s, but $80 is a monster level on Morgan. I would expect on the speculative news like this that you could see a bit of a bounce off that level. I always say zoom out. It didn't quite get down beneath 81 to give you money fills underneath 81 in front of 80. So not quite that big of a move and already starting to retrace. I feel like a lot of times you make one decision. Is it worth it trying to catch a bit off support on flash news on that move down? Because I never want to chase it down unless I think it's absolutely terrible news. In this particular case, I don't know that this qualifies as big enough. But yeah, you look for that bounce zone. I don't think it got close enough that you would have taken this bounce. Congratulations if you got it. If it gets all the way back up to 82, maybe there's a rollover play for them here. But they're at a big, big level. The banks have not been participating in the upside. I mean, nothing has except for tech. So I'm not really even saying anything you guys don't know. As I mentioned, just going back into it, just to finish the thought, in case it wasn't obvious, I added into this consolidation of Palantir. It's either going to get back to the high of the day, give me the scalp trade in here, or I'm going to risk 5 cents on Palantir. Tight stops abound. It's after 3 o'clock. It's the month end. You could see some imbalances. That could make things a little bit interesting. No guarantees, but when you get the month end, it's the MSCI as a major index that's rebalancing, right? So it's
Thanks for bringing that up.
not as big as like an S&P, the S&P quarterly rebalance or anything like that, but it's not insignificant either with the MSCI rebalance. So you might see when the bounce indicator comes out and we show it to you live at 350 for free, there's going to be some big names on there. There'll be a few things that are a million. Maybe there'll be big time names we're looking out for. Ideally, a lot of times there's some smaller names that will have big imbalances. So just watch out for that at 350.
Oh, wow. Okay, so another interesting name that we could look out for at 350, of course, is Salesforce. And I think Salesforce is a long. I mean, is it? We've had such great reports from these tech names and these big AI names. And then, do you remember the name of CRM's AI?
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, no, it's only because it's so unique. It's Einstein. So I just remember that. But C3AI, or not C3AI, sorry, CRM today, again, kind of having these tops. We've already been there a couple days ago up here at 223. Today's 222. It's had a monstrous run. I mean, we don't need to tell anybody that.
222.22.
Yeah, 222.22. Yeah, sorry about that. That's the key right there. Off the very, very open there. The high of the day, 222.22. Look at it fade out right now to the downside. So watch out for CRM. I think it's had a great move. I don't think it has. It has had a great move from that bottom of 100 all the way, or 120, I think it was, all the way down up here to 220. So I look for a beat because of the fact that they're going to talk all about AI. It was that next, no, it was Marvell actually, sorry, that mentioned AI 8 times in the first 1 minute of their call. I do expect something. Exactly, I do expect something very similar here today from CRM, and what I think is one of the sharpest guys in the room, Mark Benioff. So we'll wait to see if there is if there is anything about that one. As we just watch out for PayPal. I didn't take any more short, but I could see that being something there. So let's wait to see if we do have something here on PayPal. But I'm waiting for that 62.20 level. We'll get a little bit more short at 10. This could be an L here for us on PayPal, but let's just watch out for it.
Oh, I meant to go to block. Yeah, I meant to talk about blocks. I know Brendan had mentioned it at that high of the day. I did look at it very, very briefly when Brendan brought it up. I was like, oh my goodness, 61 looks interesting. That's a wick high at 61. It never quite got there. So this one could be set up, and for me, as long as it's beneath the 50 period here on the daily, it's like short into these kind of highs until it starts breaking out. That's probably above at least 62, if not 65 in the 50 period. So that could be available. I don't know if it happens. And then tomorrow it should be on watch. If it does break out here, maybe the 63 as well. I have to do it because this is C3 AI. There's the thing about having a tight stop and sort of limiting risk like late in the day and not being aggressive with the trades is this can happen. Like you can go for the short, you can get stopped out and wicked out, and then it's just like the exact same level sets right back up, and it's like $1.50 in the money. But these are like overlapping, so it's going to seem like, yeah, but if you give it just a little bit more room, that's true. But I did not want to risk because plus slippage, I would have been giving this 50 cents plus slippage, shorting it there. So that's not a setup I liked at that time of day. I'd rather just take the paper cut and move on and try and find something else. But that's one of those, you slap the fail on it because if you give it some room on C3AI, and it's been a good level all day, but I didn't want to give back my day on C3AI. And it happens, that's just part of the game. Just one other one for you guys, because we started out talking a little bit about Tesla, and it's back underneath that 200. That 198 could come into play here, still like that bounce. For Tesla off 198 and VWAP. So I'm keeping that one on the back burner. It's not there yet. It barely broke 199 just now, but it is stair-stepping down into that 198 level. That could be there for us at the close for a little bit of a bounce play.
Yeah, no, I'm also looking, so right now, again, with the market just making that move down, we were in the money, we were in the money 40 cents on Google. Now it's only 20 cents. PayPal's not doing anything. But here's Morgan Stanley. Came with that news there, possible lighter revenues on the trading side. And right here, possibly coming in again. There's a nice little dip down. So we'll have to wait to see. It was actually doing quite well up there at 82, now dropping back down to 81. And you mentioned, switching from one bank to another. I think you're probably fine because they're both right here.
They're both at support.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the joke.
Hold on, I can't do that if I show you guys the very bottom of this trade. But yeah, they're both like right at good support. So, does Morgan Stanley have lower to go? Yes. So that would be the risk here always with buying sort of names like this, especially in the banking sector, and especially if they don't get a debt deal done. Like I don't know what that's going to mean for the banks. I don't think we're not going to have a run on any sort of a Morgan Stanley bank or anything like that, JP Morgan, any of the big ones. But I don't know if you guys noticed, but Western Alliance has been pretty beat up the last couple days. WAL.
Again, really? Oh,
yeah, now down to $34. I thought this name was $40 not too long ago, wasn't it? What was the high there? Yeah, so exactly like we were just saying. 40 or 43, like what was this? Yeah, right there, 40, yeah, 40. So right into there, 40. I mean, we got to dip down there to 13. I mean, let's not forget about it. But nice move back up right there, and we just touched. That top is basically $40. Back down to 34, looking to break lower here on WAL, which of course reminds me of Pac West. So if we want to have a quick look at that as well on the daily chart, $6. So yeah, when you were gone last week, Neil, this got almost up to 9 right there. So right there, right back into some next support resistance. Support turned into resistance there on Pac West for $9. So yeah, some of these banks are in trouble right now, including the ones that you'd expect. Zion, another one as well. I don't know, man. I think there's a swoosh lower coming in all of these names. So let's just pay attention to that possibility.
Swoosh, like a Nike swoosh.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. Nike, well, I mean, you were talking about, we talked about some retail names being hurt a little bit there. And
Nike's one of those.
Nike's one of them, although, you know.
Foot Locker got shit kicked.
That's what I was going to say. Like, Foot Locker was way worse. Retail could be in trouble, especially when you start thinking about, you know, the debt relief, the student loan debt relief thing. I just feel like if that has to get paid off a little bit earlier, it's just a little bit less discretionary income that a lot of people are going to be having, and that could be a bit of an issue. Just another thing weighing on the economy. So Palantir's trying to go, like, it's just a little bit, it's eking up. We're able to get one fill in there alongside, but I'm just offering out in front of that 1470 high. The current high of 1470, I mean, that's not really, it was higher in the pre-market, really. So well, actually, yeah, really early on, like 6 a.m. it might have been higher than that, but 1470 is the current high. So I want to get some out on the way up to that. First offer sitting there at 58, looking for a fill. Still in this Intel, not really much happening. It's just holding on to 32 for dear life. It doesn't want to break 31.85. We got the last fill above 32, so we got 10s and it's in the money. We could just be sitting in this going into 330 when we get the early look on the imbalances. And then who knows, maybe we get a sell imbalance on Intel and we get down to VWAP. That'd be the ideal, but if this breaks the high of the day, I'm just getting out of Dodge, man. Tesla, you know, so much for that 198. Like the second it looks like, oh yeah, it might be coming into VWAP, it just bounces $1 back to 200. Whatever, Tesla doesn't want to give you the fill. That's fine. The key price level to me is, you know, down here where I think the support might be on it. I just don't want to be chasing anything going into this downside. Yannick saying Airbnb has been a beast today.
I love Airbnb. Nice. What is the price of
that? Oh, it's at 108. Yes. Oh, me.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That, as Sharif would say, is up and to the right. Because as it means stocks, it always goes to the right. I'm not sure what else it would be. It wouldn't be up and to the left.
Would not.
That wouldn't actually make any sense. But this has not been hasn't been a good run, but it's making a nice bounce. This never got to 100, eh? So 103 looks like it was a recent low. 110 that is a 200 period moving average. Wow, that is relentless buying off obvious.
Yes, sir. Was that 104 or 105? Yeah.
This is more like, yeah,
I'm long
104.
there.
That's a good, I like Airbnb,
level.
Man.
Yeah.
I stunk bid this underneath 100. I kind of like, when it was trending to the downside, like doing this and it broke the 200 period moving average, I put a stink bid on my long-term account underneath $100. I think it's at like 90s. I want to say 96 or 97. I ain't getting that shit. I'm not getting that fill. I didn't mean to curse or anything, but damn it, that would have been good. I should have moved it, but I was on vacation.
Yeah, I bought the two names I bought last week was not Intel. I bought Intel earlier, way earlier, like $27 or so, which is good today. I might just get out of it, to be honest with you, but I like the long term on that. And then because I bought it for the dividend.
Well, not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah. That was just a joke, by the way. Wow,
this is a good fill on Airbnb.
I forget what I was going to say now.
Airbnb.
Yeah, but no, I'm not getting out of that, so it doesn't. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, so right now we did have a nice move back up to the upside here. I'm gonna think about what I was gonna say, and I can't remember what it is. Was something happening? I'm looking at Google. All right, whatever. All right, so there's another short. We just take it into Google one more time against 40 this time. I'm not going to give it all the way. It's doing work back up to the upside. Like, what? So we were out 20, 40, 60, 80. We talked about that. We were out of this trade. So the fact that it is where it is right now is pretty good for us. So nice move. We just take a short there at 27 or 28. I'll give it to you exactly. 27's there. So let's see on a pullback down here for Google. Hopefully we can get it. That 200 period's at 13 or 14. Whatever, we'll take 15 cents on the last fill, see if we can get out 10% only of this, and then see if it wants to work back up to the upside. So right now, that is what it is. It's Google. There's the short. We just took another 10 cents on it. We actually tweeted it out and how beautiful Google's been today for us. Just boom, boom, boom. I mean, I really like all that. Let's go on Google. Hopefully it can come back in. We just take it right there. It's 8 cents in the money now. Hopefully we can get a little bit more. Oh, I know what I want to do. I want to see, does this work? No.
Huh?
I was hoping.
No, because it'll.
Hola.
I was hoping I could go hola, hola, hola,
No, but
hola.
I think you can. You have to wait for it to start to say hola, but
No, but then it's gonna
it'll be delayed again.
We don't get that instant.
But they could edit it so it cuts out the intro
What
and
about if you do
starts
this
with
one?
the hola. That would be
No,
a
that
lot
one.
of work.
That one
I'm
doesn't
staring right at you, Fabian. That would be a lot of work to do that, but you guys could figure it out. You guys could figure it out. Yeah, he's shaking his head. Fabian's saying they could figure it out.
Figure what out?
No, to be able to edit it so it starts with.
Hola. Like
So
and
that you could do-
subscribe today.
Yeah. Well, why don't we just do one? That could be its own, and then we can have another one
Yes.
that's just hola, hola, hola.
Yeah,
that'd be
that'll
sick,
work.
man. It's like that. Okay, there we go. We got a confirmation. So if you don't have it to us, you're fired. So there we go. So that's a good one there. Just kidding.
Hold on a second. Okay,
What's happening behind
confirm
us?
this for me. What was the thing I told you I was absolutely craving randomly today to eat?
Yes, it was some sort of a
I was like,
pasta.
I wanted to eat pasta.
Yes.
Lunch was not.
Fettuccine or
Lunch
something.
was not pasta today. Where did
No.
you get that?
Let me see. What is it?
You're a chef. Oh my goodness, Yanni Rami, behind us. He's been ringing the bell a couple of times. New trader on the floor here. He's apparently a chef. He made some pasta. I've been craving pasta all freaking day. I might make some tonight, but I make crappy pasta. I don't do any of that. We have a friend that actually makes it fresh.
Yeah.
I boil the crap and just might make a decent sauce or something like that. But it's not that great. I'm sure you can make a good pasta. You're Italian.
Of course.
So all Italians make good pasta. That's my assumption. So just,
That very
I think
much.
it's a safe
Very-
assumption.
well, I don't know if it is or not, but
All West Indians have a good rum punch recipe. I don't know. I think it's true.
I would assume that would be. the
I make a
truth as
decent
well.
one. So I got some Palantir up here, but it
Google.
only got to 1460, so it'll have to be 50 to 60 and rinse and repeat. That's what's on right here. It looks like it's going to start to come back in there. I don't know what else is going on, but the market's starting to reverse, so it gave you the 10-cent move up. It's head back to the downside. I never got a refill on Intel because Intel just held. So the short holding on Intel, and that is what barcoding looks like. That's a real barcode. So at least Palantir was starting to go, but no real follow through. If you got a 10-cent, that's all you can look for. And Mr. Kelsley, is AAP is oversold? I can't tell you, but it's not been a good day for advanced auto parts. It's still off the lows of the day. 74 earlier, now 73 it's trading at, but down 35%. Most stocks down that much tend to get into oversold territory. I haven't really looked it up for any, I'd say look with any indicators or anything, but not a good look for advanced auto parts on today. We never found a trade because, quite frankly, it was down so far and barely moved in consideration.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does bear mentioning. That's what a Huadunk looks like.
AAP, that was a good one there. Real West Indians drink rum, not rum punch. I feel like that's not true.
Well, it's okay. So yeah, I mean, if you're playing dominoes, usually going straight Ray and
Yeah, but if you're chilling out at the beach,
if you're at the beach, like
playing
you have,
sports.
you got like 3 different. You go with like an easy brown, and then make sure you get like something like overproof, like the 151 Ray
Yeah.
Nephew will be pretty solid for that, and mix that, and then get a fruit blend. So like it'll be a punch. Like trust
Right.
me, like it's gonna kick
yeah,
at you,
yeah.
but it's gonna taste so good you're not gonna care. Like that's the idea. And you just do it when you're liming out at the beach, man. Like it's you gotta have a beach drink too.
would
So
that.
I got no issues with that. But if I'm playing DOMs, that's a different story.
Yeah, I would. So many things I want to get done with all of our viewers, man. We could have like a dominoes thing, like where we just sit around and play poker. We play
Poker night.
dominoes. I beat everybody at Street Fighter. Things like that. Like that's
Mario Kart tournament.
Mario Kart tournament. Finite. That's the kind of stuff, man. I have a Switch with like 5 controllers or 4 controllers, probably
Oh,
5.
nice. You do have it.
Of course, yeah, I have everything, man. I have 5 kids.
It was because you guys had the Switch that I got it for my nephew.
Yes.
You were like, this thing is
Mario Kart is
You're like, it's
sick.
crack, and I'm like, oh,
It
let's
is
do it.
crack. It's just like the other Mario
Like,
Kart.
not real crack, you guys.
No, it is like crack. We call that little mushroom that you get the orange one. That's the crack mushroom because you can hit it, and you go nuts on that one. So
I love Super Mario.
Yeah, Mario Kart tournament. Let's go. Bring
Let's
it.
do
Bring
it.
the heat, man. This is what I'm all
Yo,
about.
Momo saying, I'll so beat you two in Mario Kart.
Well, Mario Kart maybe, but Street Fighter is.
Word?
I'm not putting up with anybody saying they're going to beat me in Street Fighter.
I'm not going to say because I was more of a
Madden?
I was more Mortal Kombat than Street Fighter. So.
I'm not as good at Madden as everybody else. There's some people out
No,
there.
I know. No, I'm hands off on Madden because I know people
Like Tecmo Super Bowl, like when we were playing, like NHL 98 and stuff
No,
like that.
94 was the one.
Whatever it was.
That game was. Oh,
If you have to hit like more than 5 or 6 buttons, to get going, too complicated. Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo had 4 buttons plus the guys on the top. I'm down with that, but like all that crazy stuff.
Yeah, even like guys like Call of Duty. You guys, you'll burn us. Too
All-
old for that.
I'm getting Prad for Call of Duty and stuff like that.
yeah.
I'm not, it's the younger generation.
Brad's flexing on it right now.
Although I'm wondering about my kid could probably deal with Prad and Valorant and all that stuff. Yeah, he could. My 11-year-old, can we set it up? Why do I have to make
Yo,
odds?
I'm putting Super
What, you
Chicken.
can't
I'm
beat
putting
an
Super Chicken
11-year-old,
on
Brad?
Baron. No, I'm putting Super Chicken on Baron for a week. Done.
How can we set that up? Prad versus my 11-year-old. Oh, yo, I just saw something. What's
Baron's
up?
gonna wreck him.
Peter Ransom. That brings me back to Blockbuster days, man. Peter Ransom talking about GoldenEye.
Yo.
What? We used to go, Neil and I, friends from high school, of course, we used to go to Blockbuster because I don't know how many of us had the actual.
Amar had it too.
Yeah, a lot of us had it, but we didn't have enough controllers, right? So
Yeah, you had to get the extra control.
yeah, so we'd have to go to Blockbuster and grab those controllers. GoldenEye, I am down for GoldenEye.
We would run that like, oh, that was fun times.
Problem is,
man.
I gave it not to the cousin that but I gave my Super Nintendo to another.
I don't even know where my
I
systems
know,
are at.
so I don't know. I think now they're worth so much
Some
money.
random cousin probably has it.
That's
somewhere,
exactly. I know.
Which is
I
great
know.
for them, man.
I know exactly where cousin has mine, and I don't know
Get that
if
shit.
he's gonna give it back. But I mean, we used to not be able to play with Odd Job because dude is so small. But that's kind of a cheat there. Odd Job. Right there. Okay, so today's 52-week highs. Welcome to the board. Apple 52-week high today. Microsoft and Salesforce. So all big names, all hitting 52-week highs today. And so yeah, man, if you're in any of those names, you've done well.
You've done well
with that, and
It
I'm
was
in all of them.
330.
330 now. Yeah.
The early look on the imbalance.
Right,
Remember,
let's
it's
get it.
month end. 2.3 billion to sell. But remember, it is month end MSCI rebalancing, so you will see larger than normal imbalances when we show it to you in 19 minutes or 18 minutes now, it looks like. I just got reloaded on Pinduoduo, so it just kind of ramped up there. It stopped falling asleep, and it got a bid, so I'm short again in the 90s. I just got 92 as the price. We're going to be scaling out of this one. It is the end of the day. If you're tuning in for the first time, then welcome. Enjoy yourself. We are day trading. We're flat. That means no positions by the end of the day at 4 o'clock. So it gets a little bit tighter stops, smaller profit because there's less time for the stock to move. I'm going to get something out here on NVIDIA. Sorry, not NVIDIA. On Pinduoduo. I was just looking at NVIDIA up there in one of my charts. Not really doing a heck of a lot anymore. But yeah, just got that reload. A little bit violent of a move to the upside when it was doing nothing. And then I still have that Palantir. It's not doing much. It's still in the pocket. It just got up to 65. Didn't really tag the offer. Whatever. I'll move to 63 because it's filling the offer right now. So it's filling the offer at 63. So instead of taking 65, I'll take that. Again, running out of time. I'm going to cancel my bid down here off of that 14.5 level. No need to have it sitting out there. If it does the retrace, I don't have to just sit on the bid to get run over at the end of the day. So this one work into the upside. It is ring and register time. And Frank Jones, we were just talking about Nike. Did it really spike? That was random.
People just got me out. Boo.
That's not much of a spike, though. It's 30 cents on Nike. That's a decent one. Maybe because we randomly talked about that, and I forget the context already. We're talking about retailers, and then Nike came up.
Maybe China. I don't know.
I don't even remember. Like, that was 20 minutes ago.
That was a long time ago.
That was weeks ago, man.
That was like
You slapped me tonight.
That was like 5 minutes ago we talked about it. Yeah, I don't. To be honest with you, I don't remember.
I actually don't remember. I really don't remember.
I really don't remember also.
Wow,
so.
that's bad.
Okay. Oh, right there. So we just got out of Google. It spiked up. We talked about getting out at that 40 level. Again, that was just a reload. So we reloaded it at 28, out at 40, 13 cents worth of a hit. But we did take 20 cents there at least. So, or sorry, 18 cents on that fill. But again, that was only 10%. So we will wind up losing. Google's my number one name today. It's not even close. So I'm okay losing a bit there. There's the breakout of Costco. Yeah, man. I mean. Yeah, what's up, Chef Joe, by the way? I'm fine with everything. It's just I am a little bit sad.
Costco is strong.
Yeah, Costco is very, very strong. We just talked about that. I like Costco. I'm not in this.
But this wick can't be real.
No.
That's a 60 on the daily chart. No, on the daily.
But this?
On my daily, did it really go in underneath 70?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
That was their report.
Why was I not stink bidding? Because I'm not in this name either. It's like, how do you... sometimes you just got to grit your teeth and get it. When it gets under the moving average and you really like it, you just start dollar cost
E-signal has
averaging.
it at 476. How low do we go? Oh, no. 464. No.
Oh, so 76. Okay.
Yeah, they have it at 76. Sorry.
That's more reasonable.
Yeah, that makes you feel better, right?
I'd rather just, it's fine. Like you still have a bit of, I still have some FOMO because I think it's a great company.
Yes.
It's just a matter of, and when I say like just allow it to sort of get beneath the resistance level, pulling up the daily chart here, because who knows where it's going to turn. If you're going to hold it for years, you could just be dollar cost averaging into it. And then that way you don't have to worry about picking the perfect price, right? So just get in maybe like 10% at a time, every couple of months or every month. And by the end of the year, you'll have a full position on it. And you don't have to worry about the price. Generally speaking, it's a good way to go instead of trying to be perfect. Because no one's going to be perfect. You can be perfect like here with a flawless victory. But you're not going to be perfect when you're making long-term investments. It's just no one actually gets tops and bottoms. Sometimes you make the top or bottom on the way out because it's a key level, but try not to be that perfect. Dollar cost averaging is the way to go, I do think, and that way you don't have to get cute about things. Speaking about getting cute, if 65 breaks, I will not get cute about Pinduoduo. I'm just going to get out. It is that time of day, right? It's been good, it's been fun, but if that level breaks, I'm taking my 9-cent or 10-cent hit or whatever it works out to be, depending on the slippage with PDD, and we'll see what happens there, guys. New Mortal Kombat coming soon. I just saw in the chat. Okay, I didn't know that. I'm not up to it with new games. I'm not hip. I really don't play it anymore because I don't, quite frankly, have any time. But that's a good look. The movie was absolute. They made 2 movies, and they both sucked, which is disappointing.
I'm not going to pretend to know anything about that franchise right now. So, okay. All I know is that was a guy named Lee or something like that. The guy that just Kang, Liu Kang.
Oh, Liu Kang, you mean? Yeah.
I think that's the guy I'd use there, or Raiden.
Raiden was legit.
If I was going to be playing that
I was never a fan of Johnny Cage. I was
Johnny Cage.
I was Sub-Zero. Like that was my.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Sub-Zero is very similar to the Ken and Ryu there, who I would use in Street Fighter to destroy everybody. But okay, so we just missed PayPal.
I see you.
We just missed PayPal at 09.
Okay.
I was waiting at 09. It only went to 07, 08. So I did take a little smaller short here at 05 to average this back in, and we were just waiting there, and it hasn't done anything. I mean, I wish I could tell you that this stock is moving. I thought PayPal had a chance to do something there. Again, liked it against VWAP there. It has broken higher, so we are above and trading like that. Again, against this 20 level. So we'll take a hit if it does happen, but I'm pretty confident, not confident, but I like where we are on this. We're not holding a lot of shares. Any news on the debt hike? No, we just talked about that. Early market balance, we already gave it to you, 2.3 million, and there's still 23 minutes to go in the day. So let's just take a look at SoFi because SoFi was up there at 7. And there it is, man, just like Palantir. This is too many days in a row. Please, next time this happens, let's not be scared of getting short in front of size. Like yesterday, we absolutely destroyed Palantir. And it was just because of this 15. We hit it over and over and over again. Like, it was such a big trade for this office. There's so many traders that were on this name. But the thing is like, it happened again. And you and I were just sitting here at 3:30, basically the same time as now. And we're scared away from this because we thought that, hey, it came all the way back. why is it not going to break? And we thought with the momentum and everything in this name that this was a good opportunity to wait for the 15 break, take it long, but it just went right back up to 98 again, 97, and then just tanked into the close back to 61, giving you basically the exact same trade over again. So this is different than SoFi, I understand.
It's the ultimate like day trader trade almost, because
sitting in front of huge size.
It's just the defense is so easy. The risk to reward is just, you don't see that kind of risk to reward very often.
Yep. Well, that's why I was saying that I really did like that SoFi opportunity there.
It
at
did
7.
break. I got triggered at 01s and lost.
Oh,
to
it did
5
break.
Because I got my stop, which it needed to really print above, and the bid needed to show 7.
I see that it looks like it broke.
So it did. So like the bid showed 7. That got me in at 01s. I did get out at 95, and I guess it went back there for briefly, but it's a fail break anyways. And maybe you should just short those types of levels. Give it to like 02 or something like that. It's not a lot of risk. It's 3 cents, maybe 4 cents worth of risk based on the price you can get. And if you get 10 to 15 pennies, that R&R is great. It's a cheap stock. You can load up on it. That's why every single person behind us on the floor was trading Palantir.
That's
or
what
at
I mean.
least
It was like
looking
a big,
at it.
at least
It was
and if they
everybody.
weren't, they probably regretted it, and probably looking at SoFi today, hopefully. Someone just said, look at the 5-minute chart. Yeah, you are right. Who was it there? What's up, Chimps? What's up, Chimps? What's up, Elon? Hey, what's up to Bears versus Bulls? Fonzie with the shutout. What's up, Frank Jones as well? But there it is right there. That's that top 7 on a 5-minute chart. So I mean, I don't know what to say about like why I'm actually looking at this. I think if you got an 85 break, that would have been good on SoFi there. We already talked about it. It's on the sticky note down here at $6 today. It goes to 610. We're at 605, missed opportunity. So that of course is on me. But SoFi looking like a great name into the. You know which name that we haven't looked at in a while? Micron. Let me have a quick look at this. $70. This was a name that I thought I liked when NVIDIA was going crazy. But then yesterday I was like getting mad at it and saying that I'm going to rip up all my DRAM and all that stuff. I don't really even have a computer, so if I ripped up anything, my kid would be peed off. But look at this. Nice pullback right into 68 again for Micron. So again, like a beat up name. This year it's done fine, but it's not up as much as the rest, especially now. But look at that. Just goes right back into last June's highs again of $75. That's the high, and that's the pullback down. So easy to sort of look back at some of these names, but let's see if Micron can get back to this level where I think it's a decent long back to 64, 65. So if you want to be in this whole chip, sort of frenzy, Micron, I know it's not the same as the rest, but this name could be a play down here, 64, 65. So let's wait to see if Micron pulls back a little bit. Similar to that AMD level of 130, I believe. Now you're, look at AMD.
It's just sliding.
Ugh. Yeah, sliding.
But I mean, NVIDIA is the same
downside.
chart.
Yeah, there's 130 for AMD again, right back down. So just in 2 days, it's getting kicked.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, once NVIDIA turned, AMD as well, Marvell, obviously we talked about that one sort of pulling back, and it's all lockstep with each other. So I got to show you, Pinduoduo finally broke at 65, so there it is. I got out at, I mean, obviously it's going to break 65 even, and you just get out right there. I ended up getting 03s, so a couple of cents worth of slippage there. So 11 cents instead of 10 cents is the hit for me on Pinduoduo. While that was happening, Palantir did get back to the high of the day eventually. So it's at 14.7. It's not been, like, it hasn't been parabolic by any stretch, but it's an upward trend. So maybe we get that 15 tomorrow, man. Like, that's the, look, I mean, it was a great short, and I'm not saying it couldn't be a good short at 15 again on Palantir, but I think the long intrigues me a little bit more to start the next month. MVIS, Steve G saying Microvision is making a move. Is it? Yeah, and I mean, with a 342, do I see a trade in Micro? I don't know if I see a trade in MVIS, but that's another strong one here today. Let's pop to 15 up on this. Does it feel a bit overdone? When I see this chart, I usually think to myself, oh my goodness, let it break 5, because the opportunity to take a shot at this short off the 6 level looks pretty good. It's not there yet. I feel like if you're long this closer to $4, that's great. Chasing it too tight to that $6 move would be a little bit interesting. I don't know that I usually like chasing that. I'm still in Intel. That's now back almost to break even. It's back to 30. Oh, no, it's not. Never mind. That's actually at 32 even, not 32.10. Maybe it was a dark pool print or something I saw go off. But I'm not going to reload it. It's 343. I was just on the offer. Just cancel that. So it really only gave you 15 to 20 cents and then does not want to continue. I fought this one pretty much this afternoon. The top has been good. Remember the news on them. Essentially, they reiterated the top end of their guidance for revenue. That was one spike. And they talked about the potential of AI, and that's why you got the big volume spike. I think it's breaking out on the daily. My first look will be thinking longs. It's so far away from the 50 period at this point that you have to be patient looking for the long setup because you're not going to have monster levels to work off of in either direction, I would say.
All right, 344 right now. Market is sleeping right now, so I don't really know. I really like that Palantir. I mean, I know you're already in it and you've been doing it, but Palantir breaking right now, the day's high is pretty incredible, all the way back. I mean, look at this name today, just nicely done, man. Great move up to the upside again after, honestly, getting kind of beat up a little bit here. This is today, right? I didn't even realize. Okay, yeah, we did get down to 1385. Yeah, so now back up to 1470. So again, I like the short, obviously, if we get back up to 15. So we're getting close to that again. For today, sure, but let's just wait. Palantir right now, trying to get back up there. I know you're already long. I like the break even here right now of 1470. I don't know if there's enough time left in the day. So that's the thing. I don't know. I'm not going to take a break at this time of day, but if you get anywhere close, like even 1490 maybe could come in. That could be a short against 15 if you want to give it a little bit of room there. That could definitely be a trade. So it just looks like PayPal just wants to just keep on stepping up. I mean, again, not a trade that we're going to put a lot of credit into because, well, here it goes. Shoot, man, losing still sucks. There's no doubt about that. But it looks like this one wants to do that. Again, looking back, and this is what I talked about earlier, it's up on the day. It's not, for me, a great idea to be shorting names that are, relatively strong, into a market. Yeah, like Apple. That's why we're down on Apple today, right? So
Fonzie, oh goodness.
Yeah, so the same thing here. It looks like PayPal is going to get stopped out for a 20-cent hit. That sucks. Our stop is breakthrough 20. So here it is, a couple more pennies up and we're breaking it. I don't want to go long, but yeah, this one is an error. Well, it's I don't know if it's an error. I like the trade. We talked about it right back into here, into 20. So again, yesterday's day high, nicely done consolidation right there. Sort of thought we would get a little bit of a pullback down. Doesn't look like it's not happening. So yeah, L here on PayPal, just seconds away from getting stopped out once we break through 20. So yep, there it is. So that's going to be an L. There it is. There's the execution as it punches us out. So hey, can't celebrate the wins without flushing ourselves down the court on the L's, and that's an L right there for PayPal as it does take out that high. So yeah, market not doing much. Actually, the market is trying to take out this level again. This is probably, but I didn't know to wait.
Apple high a day right now could break.
Oh, I like that Apple long, and we didn't do anything about it off that view up as well, 179.
Yeah, wow. Apple, this is so late in the day for a breakout.
Like a short again.
Yeah, like you look at it, it's 10 cents away from the high, but you're 3 minutes away from the imbalances. It's a month end. It's just
right. That's
it's a month end. Like
PayPal's probably getting rebalanced higher.
Like you could come to come out and for a random symbol like a PayPal, which is just grinding like this, it could have a couple mil to buy, and then Apple could have a sell imbalance or something, and then you go long off that top, and then it's no good. So I'm just gonna hang on to what I have here, and yeah, we get the debt ceiling tonight. Obviously, this close, we're expecting something. In 2.5 minutes, we'll let you guys know what the imbalances are. I don't think I put anything new on unless we see something crazy.
I'm being a little stubborn here.
The other thing to watch is not just for PayPal, because I know Square in sort of an interesting related play was strong as well.
I just got back into PayPal because I didn't even think about that really. Thinking about the rebalancing and everything like that. I wonder if we just sort of got dragged up there into that support and then taken out, and now it's down. Like if I don't get stopped out, I'm flat on the stock again. We lost 20 pennies. We got stopped out at 21, so we're still down 10 pennies, but look at it come right back. Oops, that's Apple, sorry. Look at I was just looking at Apple, thinking the same thing. Look at the short now. Well, you're not going to see us getting blown out right there. Hold on a second. There it is right there. Now look at this. Right back in. So this would only be, we were short. I think our average, was that our average price? 94, 03s, 13s? I don't know, but now we're back into the money. I could tell right now, a couple more pennies and we're back to flat on this trade. That sucks. I apologize for that. It does, I mean, it's good for me that it's coming back down, but yeah, it does kind of suck for everybody else if you did get stopped out there. Let's put some bids and see if it wants to fill a little bit. Take a little bit of this money back now on PayPal as it hits that pressure point and now fades back down a little bit. We take some 07s there, yeah, we're short 16. So we'll take, I mean, we lost about 19 cents. We just make a little bit back there. Hopefully we can get a little bit of a bigger bid down to 02s is where we're filling up right now. But, oh man, that sucks. I didn't even realize that we're this close to the, well,
now less than a minute.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks. Sorry about that. Oh,
because
we would have mentioned that.
Yeah, a lot of times it's like you want to try to give it till the imbalances for something to happen. I'm putting a trailing stop on Palantir. It just broke that high. Not a huge volume spike, but I'm trailing it to 65. In less than a minute, you're going to see this populate, and all this is. It is, if you're looking at the NASDAQ, New York, they have a closing print at the end of the day. Everyone knows the closing price is based on a closing auction, and the imbalance, the buy and sell orders that go into the closing auction, they show an imbalance, and that's just, if they had to close it at that time, this is what it looks like. So you'll see a paired volume, and then you'll see lots of numbers with an M next to it, because there'll be a few that have a million. I'm expecting to see a few names with some millions on there, and then a few billion buy or sell. Should be normal. Like that, if you see a 1 or 2 billion today, it's not like any other day. That's not as significant as if it was an end of the month.
All right, so here we go. 4 seconds left, and then we will be showing the imbalances. So come over to the screen quickly if you can. There it is. So it's Pfizer with a big sell there. Coca-Cola, what's up to Mr. Buffett?
Hey-o.
Looks like PayPal does. So we get out of PayPal, but we got some fills down there, which is pretty good. There goes PayPal right up to the upside as it's ripping. What's up? Look at these millions, Neil. This number is monstrous. It's 6.5 billion to sell right now. As look at Tesla gapping $1.50 gap on Tesla. So if you were short, there it is, man. Huge short. Apple, 10 million to sell. Look at this
9
Apple
million to
candle
sell.
right
Holy
now.
crap.
There is some big movement right now. Apple, 9 million shares to sell at the close. There goes Apple. Voice be damned right now as we watch out for Apple with the move down to 178 right now on 9 million shares. Intel, Quadunk, everything. Tesla buy. Opposite. That's Siri. What am I doing? Tesla buy. Wow. A $3, $2 move to the high side on Tesla. What else is here? NVIDIA with a Quadunk of $3 to the downside there. Google with a big sell to the downside as well. Wow, that's action. And if you were wondering about 350, yeah, that's 350.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm in Intel. It didn't move that much, but it's definitely enough to move the needle when it goes like kind of in your favor. It's not an Apple, like Google quadunked like 40, 50 pennies.
Yeah.
Intel went 30 cents. It's a cheaper stock, but taking advantage of that. I expect a lot of times these will pair off, especially at 355, which comes in 3 minutes, guys. So in 3 minutes, you're very likely to see these start to pair off a little bit. And anticipating that's the case, that's why they have the imbalance in there, so that people can see that, take the other side of it, and not move the stock. So I want to get on the bid and just make sure I'm taking something out. If this gets in the 60s, nothing really happened on Palantir, unfortunately. And you get lucky one way, Palantir does absolutely nothing. I might just get out of that. When it's getting back into this, it's getting into the close. It's about to take it back into the downside. So I'm just going to cross out, get out of Palantir. Hopefully tomorrow we get a 15 break on that one, and then we can ring the register again, because I think that's going to be a good level. Let's see. I'm just holding on to Intel just in case we get a bigger flush. NVIDIA, I didn't see NVIDIA on the imbalance.
Yes, it was. Big time. 3 million.
Okay, there.
2.1.
Oh, I had to scroll just a little bit there. It'll see already pairing then.
No, it's right here. I have it right here. NVIDIA, yeah, 2.1 million.
Oh, yeah, it's under
But
3
it
now.
was 12 million. It was 9
Okay.
plus 2.
Okay.
Right there, plus a little bit of change.
Because
So-
that tagged 381 there.
Okay.
It dropped $3.
Yes, yeah, I know. Yeah, we talked about that. I feel
Wow,
like that's the big one. I went into Google. It's going to be a little too early, obviously, on this imbalance. I'm going to wait for 123. Looks like it's going to break right now to the downside. So watch out for Google. Looking like it does want to break. We're back into this name long. Google has a big sell imbalance. You can see right here, 3.1, 3.7, and then Google L to match it. Google might be the biggest sell. I don't know where Google is, but you add both of them together, and it's not nice. Apple continues its move downside as well, as that's trying to break lower. So 355 come here fast enough. As there goes Google back up. We'll take a little piece out if we can get something out, but it looks like it does want to continue to fall. We're watching out for 123. This is moving very violently right now off of these imbalances. So there goes 123. We're going to give a little bit back here to end the day on all these names because of that quadunk right there in the market. We should have just stayed away. There it is. Going to break 123, and then we're going to get out, and there it is. I don't know where my breakout is. It's a little bit lower than this, but not too much lower. It's 97s. So if we get a 97 fill, that's it for Google. So we're trying. We're long at 14s. Take a 20-cent hit, but again, probably shouldn't be in this. Let's wait to see what happens here into the close. And there it is. There's the move down. So we are out, and now there it goes. Wow. Big movement to the downside here to end the day on those imbalances.
Yeah, I got out of Intel. It did make that move. We got to like the downside action, but it's starting to curl at 31.60, and it's 3.54. We said 3.55 is when things tend to pair off, so that's when you want to be able to, if you like it, just get out of it at that particular moment or put a trailing stop on because, I think you're going to see a pair off on just about everything, and you want to respect that. So we'll see what happens. I don't necessarily think it's an auto. It's one of those situations where it's automatically going to shoot back into the upside. I just felt we'll play a little bit cautiously with it and then just get out of the trade. Take the money and run. No one ever went broke taking profit. Has always been my attitude. So that's my approach there over on Intel. I don't think there's anything left to do till the end of the day here. So I'm gonna have my eyes peeled for C3AI and CRM. I actually don't know what time they report. I just know that it's aftermarket, obviously, but C3AI made a nice little push back up, like $1.50, so a bit of a run into the end of the day, but it's still in the exact same pocket as before. So let's try to respect that one.
Yeah, so I'm trying to go a little bit longer here on Google. I don't know, I don't know what these numbers are going to mean here for everything. We're continuing to make a move down. Yeah. So Google we went long already. We're giving some money back. Obviously here, as I don't know, did it even pair? Google these are still big sells, man. Nothing's really pairing off.
Neo just came. I didn't see Neo before.
Things are pairing up, but look at this Google number, man. Apple was 24 million plus 4 million. That's 28 million. To sell shares.
Neo's running. Tesla, Tesla's going. What the hell, Tesla?
The bid on Tesla, where is Tesla?
Tesla's 04 right now. Neo broke the high of the day, by the way. So Neo's breaking high of the day. 350 just came and went. But look at Tesla. Where the... I didn't see. There it is. It's 1.7 to buy on Tesla right now. Look at that one shoot up. You can always be looking in the wrong place, man. But that's what.
Should have just gone long on Tesla.
That's what they can. That's what sometimes you're looking for the bigger name, but you got to figure out relatively large imbalances. Tesla never has one. You'll see Apple be $1 million every couple, $1 million, $2 million, it'll happen. You never see Tesla more than a couple 100,000. So when that shows up 1.6, that's what you can get, right? Just think about something coiling up and look at the strength. Bouncing off 198, of course. So Tesla running into the end of the day. It's C3AI and also CRM is the other one that's reporting. Not much happening in CRM's case, but wow, Tesla's the story right now. So congratulations. Congratulations! If you just were already long or caught a 200 break or 355, just took a shot. Because it's definitely continuing this move. We'll see if it can hold up if it gets to 205. My suspicion is it would not break a level like that in the next 3 minutes. But I'm not going to be trading it because you're in and out in 2 minutes or so, and fading a move like this $1 away, it's too much. If it was literally at 0470 or something, and I saw the bounce start to pair off, I'd take a quick shot. But no, not.
I was going to give some advice. You could also put your order into the market
the mock.
On close.
Yes,
if you are looking for liquidity, but I don't know how many shares everybody's trading, but
yes,
you can do that without too much risk. Not on a day like today. It will pair off, and you'll get whatever fill you get.
CRM's now going too.
Is CRM starting to go? We're into Google here. We already talked about that, but it's not really moving. So we're just trying to get a little bit out here as the day goes.
Even.
And, what's up?
No, I'm breaking. Actually, I think my notional price on CRM is $223.
Oh, break even on that account. Nice.
Yeah, I think so. I had to double check, but it doesn't matter. I'm not getting out of this.
Yeah,
I'm holding it forever, or at least for years, anyways. But yeah, CRM 2% to the upside. It's making a run. You're getting a lot of names that bucked that sell imbalance and saying what sell imbalance? Who cares? CRM into one. However, they report tonight. Look, if it doesn't go well, the stock could easily be back at $200, or it could be at 240, 250. it's all proof in the pudding, and they're going to say AI about a billion times. If they don't, then they're going to go down, but they're going to say it.
Yeah, Mark Benioff, one of the smartest guys in the room. We talked about that. C3 AI, obviously you talked about it.
Going.
CRM, I think, has a good chance as well. As here it goes, man, right back up to the upside a little bit goes the market here. As we did, okay, here we go. So kind of making a little bit of money back here on this long for Google. As there it is. Okay, good. We're long at 70. We've just been piecing it out little by little here, making many more trades on Google now than before. Nice move to the upside. We did give some money back on this day because of this flush, but we did put on a good trade down here at 70, and it didn't break 50, which was pretty lucky. Now it's a nice little upside move here to end the day. Neil, we only got a minute left.
Less than a minute to go, but unfortunately, because we didn't hit 1,000 likes, nobody gets to ring the bell. So it just kind of sucks. But if you take a second to hit the like and subscribe, then Kat will run out of her seat, jump up and ring the bell, or maybe Yanni will. I don't know which one of the two.
I don't know if
but
Yanni's
we're
in
running out of
position.
time for it to happen.
The
I
chef.
don't know. I don't know if we can get there. It takes 2 seconds to hit the like and hit the subscribe. Everybody, 30 seconds to go here. You're still, CRM's going to hit 225. Oh my goodness. Okay, we hit the 1,000, so Kat's already up there. I guess she anticipated that would be the case.
Yeah, she
Thank
knows.
you guys very much. With 20 seconds to go, CRM, oh my goodness, what an absolute beast. It hit 225 even and pulled back. Oh, that was just what we were talking about, like fade the even dollar level. The countdown is on. 10 seconds, that was a bit delayed, so it's really more like 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and ring it.
We're saying, oh no. So I don't know
What's
what happened.
oh no?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know what's oh no.
Nobody knows. Okay, so
CRM was legit reversal.
did it
225 to the penny. It was at 220 at 3:30. It went to 225 on a dime and retraced all the way as low as 223. That's what can happen on an imbalance day. You just get a random like round number. I mean, I was looking at Tesla, and like a cheeky trade on Tesla would have been and went to 05, but Tesla wasn't there. But that CRM, that's when we just kind of, you stick it in there in the 80s or 90s and risk 20 cents and have your stop order out there and just say, look, either it's tanking or I'm getting blown out. So congratulations if you got Tesla. Congratulations if you got CRM. I don't know what time things report, but let's see how the market finished up with Brendo at the desk.
Vind Incorporated halted, news pending, but whatever. Here we go. Red day for the most part, right across this entire board. It was the NASDAQ that led all day long, continues to be that way. Into the close, 0.67. Downside, 0.28, 0.5% for the S&P. Crypto down as well, 2.7 at the end of the day. End of the equity session anyways for Bitcoin, guys.
Stock NOVN at the close.
well, it says news pending.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's also a dollar stock. That gets spicy.
Yeah, well, maybe that's a buyout, NOVN. So, okay, guys, thank you so much for watching today. I think it's been a great day. Thanks for hitting the like button there at the close. We'll wait for CRM. That's going to be a little bit later. AI,
I don't know when
AI is going to be all the rage tomorrow. That is for sure. I'd be nervous if I was short this name. So we'll wait to see what happens here with C3 AI coming into the close. But wow, was that fun or what, man? Well, that's $7 billion almost there for the close. We talked about that with MSCI as well. So that was the rebalance today into the end of the month. So we start tomorrow with a brand new month, June 1st. Should be a really exciting one as we've been hitting some strategies lately and they've been working out. So let's see if we can keep the momentum going.
Keep the Momo going.
Yeah, keep the Momo going there as we have double bears right now on a red day. So that made sense. Okay, let's wait to say good luck to everybody who's long AI or any of your names, short AI, long AI, whatever it is. Good luck to everybody. Thanks to Max today.
That's scary to hold into earnings. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. I would be very, very nervous if I was one way or the other, whatever way. But if you have options, you sort of know your defined risk.
That's different. That's different.
Okay, nothing hitting, right, Brendo? I don't
Not
see
that I'm saying.
Okay, good. All right, thank you to everybody. Thanks, Bears vs. Bulls. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks, Pratt. Thanks for our new guys, Alfredo, Fabian. You guys are killing it, so that's fantastic. We got a promise of a couple of different animations, so that's good as well.
I'm holding you to that, Fabian. You said you'd be able to do it, so.
He is. He's got the thumbs up. It's already rendering, so we're ready to go on that one. But all right, shout out to everybody. Thank you so much for watching. It's 4:03. We'll be back tomorrow. Join us at 8:30. For Neil, Brendan, I'm Sean. Ciao till tomorrow.
Nice. We get that remix already.